Ba-dum-bum. Welcome to Kocosports, weekly Raw review. I'm the huge one, Dave Coco from Kocosports.com, KOCOsports.com, and Kocosports.net. It takes you to the same place. It's where the world comes to kick ass, your home for combat sports, and where it's okay to be a passionate fan. And Boom Boom is not with us today because he's in the middle of traveling, but we got a very special guest, former pro wrestler, former pro wrestling promoter, and now comic book artist, comic book creator, comic book writer, you just do everything. You're just like, you know what? Everything. But from Con Artist Entertainment, we have welcomed him back Martin Dunn, who said he would only come on here if he could promote his Kickstarter as much as WWE said $9.99. So I was like, you know what? That's fair. That is fair. He has a Kickstarter going on right now of a comic book called Fetch. There will be a link down in a doobly-doo later, so hopefully you check it out. And this show is sponsored and dedicated to Aaron Moore of the Internet Infantry. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be on the air because Google+, I love you, but I have to call you out. You're a bunch of cocksuckers. All right? You're actually a bunch of cocksuckers. There, I said it. Aaron Moore, thank you. Oh, we're going to do a verification. I sent you like 97 phone numbers. I literally had to go online and be like, does anyone have a phone number? And then, boop, there's a phone number. There's 6 digits. It's you. Oh, my God, what a pain in the butt. Martin, you keep coming in and out. You there, pal?
Yeah, I got it now.
All right, cool deal.
The browser basically just, like, stopped working for a second. I don't know what that was about, but anyway, it's
dude, Google Plus with the biggest fucking heel turn ever. We sent the number to Martin, we sent the number to my neighbors, we sent the number to my house, and they're like, well, how do we know it's not you? I don't fucking know. There's actually fucking footage of me right now. That's how you know it's me, you fucking cocksucking collecting phone numbers Google Plus bastards. Holy shit, bro. Bro, if you just want to steal my money, just steal my fucking money. Just make it easier. You know, like, dude, Google Plus, you could have just been like, yo, we don't want to fucking pay you. Fuck off. All right, cool. Or, hey, we don't want to put on your fucking show. Unfucking believable. I'm so angry. But you know what? Aaron Moore is the guy who won the contest. He was the only one that Google Plus contacted. So I guess Aaron Moore verifying that I'm me counts. So we are on the air thanks to Aaron Moore and no thanks to Google Plus. Google Plus, you know what I always said about you? Everyone makes fun of you. Everyone. You're the fat fucking nerdy kid everyone makes fun of. Trust me, I know the feeling, Google Plus. But listen, you're that fucking guy, and then you're just fuck. I defend you. I said, oh, the only reason we do the show is because Google Plus is so easy. It goes to YouTube. It goes to Google Plus. Bam, boom, bang, bam. It's live. It's the easiest fucking thing in the world. Matter of fact, Martin over here, he has his own comic book industry, does podcasting. Have I not put over Google Plus to everyone I've ever fucking talked to? I'm like the only guy that I fucking know. I work in SEO, I work in media, I work in fucking podcasting, I work in your fucking demographic, Google Plus. I'm the only asshole who puts you over. But no, I have to jump through fucking hoops to go live. Thank you, Aaron Moore.
I think it's funny that the first time we really talked about doing podcast stuff, and you were like, yeah, use Google Plus. And I was like, no, use Skype. And you were like, what? And you sat there and hard sold on like, you literally hard sold Google Plus on me, like, just like shoved it down my throat. Dude, you pushed Google Plus so much that I thought you were going to change his name to John Cena.
Exactly. Well, here's the thing, too. With Google Plus, it pisses me the fuck off so fucking bad, because, like, I promote Google Plus more than fucking the employees at Google do. The employees at Google have given up on this shit. And you're like, oh, you gotta verify that's you. We're on fucking camera, asshole! It's me! You want me to fucking hold up an ID? Here's my Japanese ID, you fucking bastards. Holy shit, Google Plus. Talk about cranky. Alright. Normally, we're cranky about WWE Raw, but Google Plus, go fuck yourself. Aaron Moore, you're a hero. Aaron Moore, you're the real American hero. You're the one rallying America, not Mark Henry. Everyone, give Aaron Moore a round of applause. Woo! All right, let's focus on this. You want to do a Kickstarter now, or you just want to say, hey, go to my Kickstarter, put a link down in doobly-doo, we'll go into more detail later. Kickstarter now, go.
The Kickstarter. We talked about it twice. I wasn't really ready for it. I was actually updating something on the Kickstarter while you were ranting, so I was hoping I'd get it done.
All right, I'll keep ranting. You tell me when you're ready there, sweet tits. Normally,
well,
on Monday night...
We can go ahead and throw it out there. If you go to Kickstarter.com, just search for Fetch. That's Fetch and Odyssey, and you can find it on there. It's an awesome project in my opinion. Like I know like everyone says that about like oh give me money, but even David Coco here can attest to the fact that it's actually something very different. It's actually not for me. My daughter is the one that actually come up with this whole thing, and I stopped work on other projects to get this done for her, and me and a artist friend of mine, we've been working on like collaborating on the art and stuff, and it's basically as you know, Dave, these people all know, but we lost our family pet this summer. Our dog Roscoe, actually, we had to euthanize him. He had suffered from gastric torsion, which is like the stomach flip in dogs. And so it happened like the worst day. It happened on my daughter's birthday. And so basically we gave them like the whole spiel of like, hey, this is what's happening, and like I was devastated, and they were really sad, and so they asked me why this and why that. So me being like, I don't know, I could have come up with a million better ideas, I guess, but I decided to use something my mom used when I was a kid, and I was like, oh well, he's with God now. God needed him for a higher purpose, and I shit you not, my 7-year-old daughter looks at me and goes, what do you mean God has him? I'm like, well, God needed him for, God needed him for something, and she's like, God has my dog? And I was like, well, I mean, it's not like, and she's like, why'd God take my dog? Tell God to get his own dog. And then she goes into this big rant about how she's going to get him back, to which one of my other daughters, Brooklyn, just splurts out, like, I think God lives on Mount Olympus, which turned into a whole other thing of, like, Greek mythology getting involved with, like, the Christian God or whatever, and it just got ridiculous. And then my 7-year-old, who actually wants to be a movie director, she walks around with a camera and records everything, she went down and wrote a story and brought it to me with a bunch of little like sketches and word balloons and stuff. And she's like, "This is my comic book, and you're gonna help me make it." And I was like, "What is it?" And so she told me about it.
Hold on, I don't mean to cut you off, but this is a straight up shoot. The wrestling gods really hate us. First, Google Plus attacks us, and now, I kid you not, I think Mount Olympus is coming down. Tokyo's having an earthquake. So if we get disconnected, it's because we're having an earthquake. Hopefully my friends at Tokyo are safe. Yeah, I'm dead serious. The house is like shaking and stuff. Right now I'm on the 7th floor, but right now, yeah, dude, the house is shaking. So people at Tokyo, be safe. I honestly think this is a sign. This is a sign. Google Plus is like, hey, give us a phone number, and then they don't call us back, and now Terry Funk is shaking the house. Yeah. All right, breaking news. All right. So we'll get into more details about it. The Kickstarter will be down in a link. Please check it out. Fetch the Odyssey. And we got to start talking about Raw because, hey, the internet infantry is shaking the house down. Yeah, we're having an earthquake. So if we get disconnected, you know why. All right, go ahead, Martin. Finish it up, pal.
Well, so anyway, yeah, so basically, like, I got with a pal of mine, Derek Fish, who's a comic book artist as well, and we kind of bullshit about, like, the idea of it, like, and Derek basically was like, we should just do it. And so we kind of put a bunch of projects on hold so that we could do this for her, and we're putting together a graphic novel, and that's it. Like, we're basically taking her story and her ideas as she gives them to me, and I'm kind of playing, like, like the scenario game. You're kids, so like the scenario game, like, oh hey, like with your son Leo, like you ever been like, hey, what would you do if you had to fight a ninja? You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. So we've been doing that with her. Like, what would you do if Poseidon was screaming in your face? And her response was grab him by his beard and stab him in the nose with a sword, which was kind of funny. But basically, like we just kind of did that and like kind of developed it from there, and it's kind of been taken off pretty nicely, and the art's pretty fun, and we have Gab Contreras on it doing the colors, and she's done work for like Walking Dead and Hellboy and stuff like that, and both me and Derek obviously have done stuff for like IDW and everything, so it's been a pretty cool project, and I'm sure, like I said, but let's talk about no bullying in WWE, and then we'll go back to talking about Fetch.
All right, well, before that, let's get back to standards. We have Google Plus effing us, we have Kickstarter mania, and we're having earthquakes. Hopefully my house stops shaking. Anyway, and the podcast goes on. You know what? I'm giving myself a Barry Horowitz. Anyway, meanwhile, the whole town of Tokyo is crumbling. They're like, we have priorities here, okay? Earthquake in Tokyo or win-loss tie on Raw. Please, down in the comments, put win-loss tie. I think this is going to have all different type of reactions. I see a tie here, I see a win there, a loss here, so I think everyone's going to have different feelings. Please, in the comments below, we'll try to read all your comments. Especially since Boom Boom's not here. Win, loss, or tie. At the end of the show, we will be talking about comic books a little bit more with Martin Dunn, who is a comic book creator and artist. But right now, question. Did you think this is a win, loss, or tie? What did you think of this Monday Night Raw?
I thought...
You're stumped? Maybe if you're stumped, it's a tie. It
was a loss.
A loss.
I can't give it even a tie. I'll tell you know why. I've been hung up on it all night.
The Be a Star thing. I hate the Be a Star thing. We'll get with that in a second. I am gonna give it. I'm gonna give it a petty tie. Like you ever see someone and you're like they're not really homeless and you give them money anyway. That's the type of tie I'm giving them. And the only reason I'm giving them a tie, and I don't know if this is wrong. Monday Night Raw has been so bad the last 3 to 5 weeks. WWE, SmackDown, Main Event, and NXT have been way better than Raw. Raw has been the worst show in any universe ever. And it wasn't as bad. So it's like, I used to be a school teacher, believe it or not, Teacher of the Year, thank you very much. I used to be a school teacher, and I remember like sometimes you just get a class full of hooligans? Hooligans is the proper word, hooligans. And you're like, this is not a passing paper at all. But you know what? These bastards barely knew anything coming in. I'm going to give them a D. I'm going to give them a C. They tried. They improved. I grade on the curve. If you're absolutely horrible and you're not as horrible, you get a C. I'm grading on the curve here. There were some really good parts, some really bad parts, and just two things absolutely bother me about this. So we'll get into it as we break it down. But the big thing we want to start off with is Be a Star, the opening promo. John Cena, Captain America. I think the Be a Star program is the worst program run by the worst people. You are not... No, hear me out. Every person that goes to Be a Star campaign is not qualified to be in WWE. Do you honestly think they run a Be a Star program? I would question this Be a Star program if it was ran by Disney. I would question... Stop, earthquakes! I got a podcast to do. I would question Be a Star if it was ran by any giant corporation. But the fact that it's ran by WWE is absolutely ridiculous. They are the definition of bullies. They are absolutely bullies. And the thing is, you are preparing a generation of people that just want to be positive. This generation in high school right now has the biggest challenge of any generation before them, worldwide. Worldwide, our generation, me and Martin's generation, were completely lazy, and our parents' generation ruined it for everyone. And we didn't do shit about it. We're like, Mommy, Daddy, you ruined the economy. I blame Nintendo. So you fuckers have to save everything. But what does WWE do? They tell you be a star, fucking don't be a bully, all this shit. But the thing is, if you're be a star in WWE, you do not succeed. You do not fucking succeed. It is a land of bullies. And not only that, but their characters do not show the bullies getting their own. And not only that, but John Cena, he'll never do the heel turn. He'll tease it. Captain America tonight, and I'm using comic book terms, Captain America, the hero, the kids' role models. It's for the kids! Please don't look at the demographics. Whatever you do, don't look at the demographics. It's for the kids! The problem is, Mr. Captain America, it's for the kids. Yeah, later on, he was a star, but that was after he kidnapped a 40-year-old man talking shit.
I want to put this out real quick. I've been waiting for this. Ready?
Yeah.
WWE wants you to know, Dave, it is not okay to be a bully, but it's completely okay to kidnap a 40-something-year-old Jewish man and keep him hostage. So it's okay to be a Nazi in WWE, but it is not okay to be a bully.
And it's okay to be a racist, but you can't fucking slap racist, obviously. And dude, WWE is the worst. Like, if someone came to me and said, "Oh, we're gonna start an anti-bullying campaign," who is the worst possible company you could imagine? I'd be like, well, since the Nazis went out of business, I'm gonna go with WWE. There couldn't have been a worse fucking company. Really, ask The Miz. Ask all these people how they're treated. Are you fucking for real? Matter of fact, let me tell you a story. FCW opened the gym, and they were talking to me. Do you know what the first thing FCW said to me? This is the first thing. They don't know me for nothing. They're just like, hey, here's a local radio DJ. Here's a local sports guy. I walk in, and they go, oh, well, do you cover, they worded it, well, I'm paraphrasing here, but they worded it, do you cover basically real news? Do you cover the dirt? Do you cover bad stuff about a company? And I said, yeah, I just cover the news. If you're bad, you're bad. And they're like, oh, well, you know, and then like they were like, well, if you cover something bad for us, we'll break your legs. And I laughed it off. I was like, oh, so you're just like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And everyone had a good laugh. But I kid you not, that was my first experience in the media with WWE. Yeah. All right. So, yeah, you don't. This is the worst fucking campaign. And not all that, but listen, high school sucks, especially if you're different. Life sucks if you're different. But know what helps? Self-confidence and standing up for yourself. Not fucking be a star. Not be a star. That just doesn't fucking work. I grew up in New Jersey, the land of fucking bullies. And I was bullied through all my fucking life. And one day I was like, you know what? I'm just going to take karate and stand up for myself. Shoot, bullies were gone. You have to be able to defend yourself one way or the other. Going, be a star! Mark Henry! John Cena, Big Show. Look at the Big Show. The Big Show beat someone's ass and threatened them because they asked him to do his job. And he shows up to be a representative of the anti-bully culture. Are you out of your fucking mind? Stephanie McMahon is a spokesperson for anti-bullying. It blows my fucking mind. It blows my fucking mind. And you know what pisses me off? I hope they'll never come to Japan, but this scenario will never happen. I am too unhealthy. Yay, not being healthy, so I can't teach anymore. And the second thing is, they're not going to go to. I taught at like basically poor high schools and outside of Tokyo. They're not going to send John Cena to a poor high school outside of Tokyo. So what you call it? They're never coming. But if they came and be a star, some teacher has to stand up and do the right thing. Some teacher has to stand up and be like, oh, well, what about Albert Del Rio? Oh, what about if you're a black wrestler? What if you're this? What if you're that? And you just have to hit it over and over and over again. And if the Big Show's there, mention it. Be like, oh, didn't you beat up someone? Like, because this Be a Star program, you're not preparing the kids for the real world. You're not. I used to teach people that I taught kids that were prisoners. I taught the troubled kids. I taught all those kids. And you know what fucking sets them straight? Telling them the truth. Telling them life is not fucking fair. That's what gets them motivated because they're so fucking Be a Star bullshit with all those fucking teachers that it's not fucking true. It's not true. And guess what? If your parents are poor and you commit a crime, you're not going to have an easy fucking life. You're going to have to work harder than a fucking white rich kid fucking in America. It's just fucking fact. It is a fucking fact. Life is not fair. All you could do is give 100% and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. All right, plus 10 for the Rocky reference. But, yeah, but seriously. Be a Star is the worst fucking program imaginable. And I don't think I'll probably die before I get healthy. That's a positive take on the situation. I'll probably die before I get healthy. But if I'm ever healthy enough, I pray that I could be a teacher in one of the Be a Star programs. But they're not going to care. There's the problem with teachers. They don't care. The teacher comes in and be like, everything's fine. Get good grades. It doesn't matter that you have, you know, and you know, it doesn't matter that you have 3 felonies on your record and your parents are poor and your dad beats you. You have the same fucking chance as those kids in the private school. It's a fucking lie. Don't fucking lie to these goddamn kids. Fucking be a star. But anyway, Captain America, the good guy, never turns heel. It's okay to kidnap people. You know what? Raw has been so bad that I marked out for seeing Khali. No, really, I did. I was like, oh, the great Khali. And I was like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Have my standards dropped that low? Have my standards dropped so low that I'm like, yo, there's the great Khali. WWE is winning the war. I'm actually giving him a tie because it's not as bad as the last couple weeks. I am a weak motherfucker. I apologize. But yeah, it wasn't that bad. It had its highlights, though. All right. Is there anything you want to add to be a star?
You can't be a star in the WWE, but you can be a Nazi.
There you go. Roman Reigns oh, what the hell? This is all backwards. Stupid WWE.com.
There was nothing important that happened to me in all night. All I remember was John Cena holding a poor, fat Jewish man hostage for the entire show. And
I want to get to that storyline because Paul Heyman needs a raise. That's the bottom line. Paul Heyman needs a damn raise.
I mean, like, what was it? Jericho and who the fuck did Jericho work? Kane worked. And
so, all right, let's recap. I got WWE.com in the right place. Man, we should just title this WWE Monday Night Raw, Podcast Gone Wrong. Google Plus, Earthquakes, WWE's like, yeah, no, let's put the main event first. No, you jerks. WWE.com. All right, so John Cena confronts Paul Heyman. It was just, I don't know. It was just ridiculous. That part was. I'm going to give John Cena a huge compliment later, so spoilers. Be warned, I am probably the biggest John Cena hater in the world, not named Bruce Blitz. But with that said, I'm going to actually give him a compliment and take it away. Stay tuned. That's a tease. Chris Jericho defeats Kane in fucking, you know, like there's the senior PGA? This is the senior Raw circuit. It's like, what? Kane and Chris Jericho? Ain't they supposed to be putting over the Wyatts so the Wyatts can lose to everyone? The fuck is going on?
Yeah, like...
This was the senior PGA Tour. Welcome to the senior PGA Tour. Chris Jericho... I
don't understand. Like, is this a way to get, like, Randy Orton over after he's been getting his ass kicked by the Shield kids by, like, having him feud with Jericho so that he can leave after Night of Champions and go on his tour? Like, is that what the deal is? Because, like...
Well, you know, this is actually the deal. I'm not making this up. All right. Chris Jericho... I wish I was making this up. This is bad. You grade this. I'm going to pitch you an idea. You being a former booker just like me, you being a comic book writer kind of like me. I'm more of a fucking book writer, but, you know, we'll talk off the air. We do have a comic book that's being bumped back by Con Artist Entertainment. Con Artist Entertainment, like, we'll start it on Monday. I'm like, really? Monday 2050. I'm like, God, Artist, you break my heart.
It happens.
So I'm going to pitch you the story. I'm going to tell you how I saw the story. Chris Jericho 2 weeks ago had a highlight reel. Randy Orton was his guest. Everyone ignored Chris Jericho, and they just went about their business. Like, Chris Jericho was really Mean Gene Oakland. He was just there to hold the mic. Then, the next week, Jericho puts over Bray Wyatt for the 19th billionth time. I'm making this up. They're like, oh my God, Bray Wyatt beat Jericho. He's back on top. Then, Jericho's like, oh, fuck it, I'm going to go see Fozzy. He's getting taped up. He's ready to go on his Fozzy tour. And Randy Orton runs in there and beats him up and goes, it's because it's the season premiere. And now they have a match. That straight up is the story. That's it. There's no details I'm leaving out. Basically, he was ignored at his little podcast gimmick on Raw, and then he had a match, put Bray Wyatt over for the 27th time this week, and he just attacked him. Randy Orton attacked him, like, because it's the season premiere. Now, I'm telling you, I mean, how do these guys not have jobs in Hollywood? You know, they get a bunch of Hollywood rejects, a bunch of ass kissers. How? With storylines like that, they should be making blockbusters. Are you greenlighting this storyline? I mean, I can't wait to see the video package. It's gonna be Chris Jericho holding the mic, and then it's gonna be Randy Orton go, because it's a season premiere. Like, yeah, I'm fucking pumped up for this match.
I don't understand anything anymore when it comes to wrestling. I'm gonna put it this way. You wanna know how bad Raw was tonight?
Dude, it was worse. If it makes you feel better, it was worse than the last couple weeks.
Me and you've talked about my son's love of WWE, right?
Yes. He's the John Cena demographic. Let me tell you. Let me ask you. I've taught thousands of kids around the world. I've only met one John Cena fan. Is your son a John Cena fan?
My son is only a John Cena fan when he doesn't.
Oh, that's two.
No, hold on. No, you got to understand what I'm saying here.
All right.
He only likes John Cena when there's no one else to like, or it's like he doesn't like Brock Lesnar, but that's just a different thing altogether, and I can understand his point. So he kind of was rooting for John Cena at the last pay-per-view, but ever since that last pay-per-view, and he lost that bet to me, and I'm sure you saw that whole thing.
Yeah.
Never, ever, like, he hates John Cena with a passion now. Like, before, John Cena was, like, annoying, and he didn't really like him unless it was like, well, John Cena versus Randy Orton. I'm going to go with John Cena because I hate Randy Orton. Or John Cena versus Brock Lesnar. His reason for going for John Cena or Brock Lesnar was funny in itself. Not because he liked Cena, but literally because he said, how'd he put it to me? Oh, he did it because John Cena wins everything, and he just felt like, might as well go for John Cena. But
fuck it. Put your money on it. You can ride it out.
My point is, the point is
underdog that never loses.
Yeah. The point is that my son, who adores wrestling, he's 11 years old, he literally was like, he earned the right, because usually he watches wrestling on Tuesday when he gets off school on Hulu. He earned the right tonight to sit up with me and watch it, because I was watching it for this thing. And, Dave, I shit you not, sometime around like 10 o'clock, 10:30, my son looks at me and goes, is it okay if I go to bed? And I go,
that's Cena's demographic.
I go, you sure you want to go to bed? And he was like, I'm bored and I want to go to bed. I go, yeah. And he goes, I guess I'll watch the rest tomorrow. And I'm like, you guess? He's like, I don't know. He's like, I don't really want to see these people. Like, he was like, I don't really want to see Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns fight again. And I don't care about Mark Henry at all. I'm going to go to bed. I was like,
yeah,
okay.
My kids say if it's not Dragon Gate, it doesn't count. Like, they just look at me like, why aren't you watching Dragon Gate? And I'm like, well, because if I did Dragon Gate reviews, no one would watch it except 4 people. She's like, yeah, but those 4 people would be the best people in the world. I'm like, you have a great point. You do have a great point. All right. We have some questions for Twitter. Send them to Twitter. We will be going to live comments. This is Twitter at Kocosports. And live comments, just put it on the YouTubes. All right. Let's see. Okay, got a question. Should all matches be made as part of a storyline, or should matches be any 2 people for legitimacy? What's your thought on this? It's from at K1LLAK1N9. You want me to read it again? Are you okay? Are you heartbroken over that John Cena is a bully?
Who, me?
Yeah,
I don't care. I don't. I'm actually reading results so I can remember what actually happened tonight.
-10 for you, jerkface. But anyway, I'll answer the question. Just sit back. Sit back, amateur rookie. Have you done this podcasting stuff before?
No, well, listen. The only matches I actually remember from the night were the Jericho-Kane thing. I remember. All I remember about the women's match was that Paige kicked Nikki Bella in the fucking like tits. It was and Brie Bella in the tits, and that was funny to me. And then Big Show and Bray Wyatt, and then I think something happened with like Goldust, and then I don't remember anything else.
All right, let me drive the bus, you unprofessional fuck. I don't go on your podcast and just say crazy stuff.
I don't have podcasts anymore. I got out of that business.
Why? It's so fun. Think about all the wonderful people. All right, let me answer the question. I think you could do both. If the titles mean something, then every match has a storyline. The reason why matches don't matter is because they throw them together and it doesn't count and you have non-title matches. If you had a ranking system and the titles meant something, every single match matters. In ECW, Paul Heyman booked it where he said everyone that leaves that curtain, you should care about them, and I believe that. Dragon Gate, they have the craziest team point title system ever. But the thing is, with all that craziness, every match counts. There isn't a match where I go to Dragon Gate and be like, oh, well, this doesn't matter. It's like a real sport. And the same thing with New Japan. New Japan, the matches matter because the title matters. I don't think WWE, it matters. I don't think the championship matters. I don't think anything matters. So I think you could do both. The WWE answer is part of a storyline. But I always say, why can't you just do both? Why can't, if the title means everything, that's all that matters. You know, because like a lot of times on the indie feds, they'll be like, well, I hate this guy because he stole my girl. I'm like, no, just keep it simple. The fucking title's all that matters. You're in my way of the title, I'm going to go get the title. NXT does this a lot more.
Yeah, don't let any wrestlers ever talk you into doing anything or like they kidnap someone's wife and...
Dude, that was the most horrible thing ever. No, it wasn't horrible. It wasn't horrible if, you know, it was done by WWE. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, okay, it's kind of cheesy. But you're literally doing this
ever. Worst actress ever.
You're doing this. You're doing this storyline. Like if you do a storyline in the Indies and it's for $1 million, but 12 people are in the crowd, you're stupid. If you're doing an indie storyline and there's 200 people in the crowd and you're stealing each other's wives, you're stupid. Just make the title mean something. That's all you have to do. Like, because the whole thing is...
his wife.
Anyway, so there you go. We have a question directed towards me because you're a cocksucker. That's not what it says. I'm just making that part up. It should Sheamus be out of the D Club? We put D Club members in that really can't wrestle and are just there for ass kissing. But ever since we put Sheamus in a D Club, maybe the last couple months, Sheamus has been really busting his ass. Ever since his injury, Sheamus, you know what's up. His injury, ever since his injury, he's been really busting his ass in his comeback. We might have to actually take him out of the D Club. Loyal Internet Infantry members that know what I'm talking about. New listeners are like, what's going on? Can't they talk about Kickstarter and earthquakes again? Should Sheamus be kicked out of the D Club? All right. Bam. You ready to break down Raw? People wonder why these shows are so long. Chris Jericho defeated Kane. It was the Senior PGA Tour. They brought out an old school thing, and you know, with the turnbuckle. And this is something. I'm not a big fan of this move, but it hasn't been done in a really long time, and I give WWE props for that. It's like, wow, this is kind of unoriginal, but unoriginal things can become original if you just don't do it for a long period of time. And I have the worst memory in the world. I've been punched in the head a lot. I don't remember the last time they did it. Whoa, the turnbuckle's done. Oh, hit the metal. You know, usually when you go to indie events, you'll see it, especially like the indie events that try to be old school professional wrestling. Oh, you'll see the turnbuckle spot like 12 times a night. But I enjoyed it. It's not a spot I enjoy, but I did enjoy it for the simple fact it hasn't been done in a while. It's kind of like, oh, the magician pulled the rabbit out of the hat. I haven't seen that. You better not do it next week, you sons of bitches, or the next match. WWE World Heavyweight Champion Brock Lesnar confronts John Cena. John Cena brings out Paul Heyman. I'm going to give warning, spoiler. I'm going to give John Cena a lot of credit for being a good person. Well, that's not fair. Being a good performer tonight, but I'm going to take it away at the end. So be warned. I know a lot of people are like, you talk good about John Cena. Bah! Be warned. But I'm taking it away, all right? First off, it starts off horribly. It's like, oh, be a star. What are you fucking doing, John Cena? And then Paul Heyman, whatever you're paying him, triple it. Whatever, like right now, I don't care if you're paying him $12 billion. Triple it. That motherfucker is money. John Cena is the biggest, most bland piece of shit ever. And then, bam, here comes a Heyman. I was about Heyman? That's like a
Heymo.
okay. Hey,
Heymo.
Heymo. That's gay Paul Heyman. Heyman just cuts this promo, and it's like, holy shit! All the bad storytelling from the beginning of the show is turning into a good storyline. I can't fucking believe it. And the fans are getting behind Paul Heyman, and Captain America realizes he's probably going to go to prison for kidnapping, saying, no, my parents taught me hustle, duty, fucking respect, and Pizza Hut. Whatever his fucking shirt says. And then he's like, no, I'm not going to do it. And the fans start chanting yes. And I'm like, holy shit, this is good. This is fucking good. John Cena is showing human qualities. Paul Heyman, just throw money at him. Like, you know how you go back in a gorilla position? Vince McMahon, Stephanie, and Triple H should just be throwing dollar bills at him. $100 bills. Be like, here you go. Here you go. Ah, that didn't look too faggoty. No offense to our gay community friends. But that's what I do. I just throw money at him. I would just throw money at him. And that's what I would do. And dude, he cuts a great promo. The fans are into him. And John Cena is Captain America. Look at him. He has human qualities, yet he's still super. It's everything you want in John Cena. John Cena is hitting a home run. And trust me, I hate John Cena. I fucking hate him with all my fucking heart, okay? I hate him with my... Oh, fucking... Dude, last week John Cena said he got a Purple Heart from a fucking veteran. I just lost my shit. But anyway, let's not go back to fucking... Let's give him props. He's hitting a home run. He's Captain America. He's doing the right thing. He's Spider-Man throwing the suit in the garbage and walking away. He is telling a great fucking story. I'm fucking shocked. I'm like, holy shit, I'm going to have to go on the air and give this guy credit. I'm just going to be like, this is a great promo. This is fucking great. Don't worry, he fucks it up. He fucks it up. Or creative fucks it up. So they're telling a great story, and Paul Heyman throws the old mother, testicle, son fucking insults. Like, whoa, that's gone too far. And Captain America breaks, showing more human qualities, all right? And pushes Paul Heyman out of the way. And here comes Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar gets Paul Heyman, and he leaves. And so far, this story is amazing. And know what's one of my favorite things about good storytelling is when you tease something shitty and something amazing happens. I think V for Vendetta, the movie, does a great job of this. When you're watching V for Vendetta, you're like, oh, this is going to suck. And you're like, oh, no, it didn't. Yay! There's something great about when you're reading, you're like, fucking the cynical side of you is like, this is going to fucking suck. And then, bam, awesome hit you. So they're leaving. And I'm like, all right, everything's good. Don't fuck this up. And Brock gives to him in the belt. I'm like, oh, my God, they're going to fuck this up. He's fucking human, right? And bam, they hit you with awesome. Brock gets him, suplexes him, and fucking leaves with a smirk on his face. Let's get... I don't say this often because I'm going to take it away. But as of right now, WWE Creative is telling a good story with John Cena. Thanks to Paul Heyman. Thanks to Paul Heyman. I'm going to give a round of applause because we're about to take it away. Matter of fact, send this clip to WWE.com. Good job. Then what happens? John Cena and WWE Creative take all the human qualities away. And he goes and beats up Brock Lesnar and has to be pulled away. Why? You just told a great story. It's like reading a book. You're reading a book and you're like, man, this book is fucking great. Who wrote this? Dave Coco? That guy's fucking amazing. That was the most egotistical thing I've ever said. And in the last page, you're like, what's going to happen? And it's just a fucking pile of shit. You were so close to telling a great story. It's the same thing with the Bellas. They're always so close to telling a story. They're almost making it human. They have to have human qualities. I stole this from Heelbook, heelbook.com. Go check them out. They're fucking hilarious. But there's a reason people like Jack Bauer in his prime. There's a reason they like Bruce Willis and not the Marine or Marine 2. Because you care about the fucking character. You care about the character. You care about Bruce Willis in Die Hard. You care about Jack Bauer in early seasons of 24. You know, there's a rumor that the new 24 is good. I refuse to watch. Anyway, but
I didn't watch the old ones, though.
I almost fucking cared about John Cena. You almost accomplished your mission. Just like when if Brie Bella just walked out, you could have had a League of Their Own ending. This fucking storyline could have been. I'm just going to use movies because people watch movies more than read books. That kind of breaks my fucking heart. But it's almost like, you ever see The Last Samurai with Tom Cruise? It would be like Tom Cruise getting beat up when they're doing kendo, and you know how he keeps getting up, but then the guy beats him down? Imagine this scene written by WWE Creative and John Cena. Tom Cruise would have got up after the samurai walked away and beat up the kid. That's what it would happen if WWE Creative was in fucking charge. If John Cena was in charge. They're like, oh, I'm going to beat up the fucking kid. Why? We were so close to telling a good story. Why? I could have came on here. Just if you could edit it, like the movie Daredevil, just edit that shit down, and it's a pretty decent movie. Okay, edit down. Maybe if it's a half hour, it's a good show. It's a good half-hour show. If you edit down Daredevil, there's good scenes in it, but there's some horrible scenes. Why? Why couldn't John Cena just sell it? I would have actually cared about him. There would have been human qualities to John Cena. Why did he have to get up and fight, you fucking cocksuckers? Tell a goddamn story! I can't believe it. John Cena, home run, shits on the bed. You know what I mean? It's like you're making out with a girl and everything's going great and it feels so good and she's rubbing your private areas and it's about to go down and you're like, dun 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 dun, the champ is here, and she's like, you know what? Yeah, I have a penis and STDs. And you're like, well, the STDs did it for me. But anyway, but dude, just come on. Why? Know what this is? This is not a case of fucking writers. This is not a case of storytellers. You have hired nothing but Hollywood fucking rejects that kiss ass and want a fucking paycheck. You fucking bastards. You almost told the good story. I almost fucking came on this goddamn podcast, put a goddamn John Cena over. Why couldn't he just sold it in the fucking ring? Why couldn't he have human qualities?
Well, then if he did that, he wouldn't be John Cena.
Just why? I almost cared. It's kind of like the Brie Bella storyline. Why did Brie Bella push her sister? What if she just walked away and wasn't seen again? It would not affect the storyline, and the storyline would have been good. Why? Why is it that you have 20 creative people and you want to make Cena human so he could be the underdog and people can root for him? Why fuck it up? Why? Him being pulled off, does that get any more pay-per-view buys? Why? Why? You know what? There's a small segment of John Cena fans that say, hey, it's not John Cena, it's WWE Creative. If that's the case, John Cena should be fucking tearing shit up in the back. If John Cena really has no control, if you believe that aspect of the story, John Cena should be flipping the fuck out backstage. You're the underdog. You got suplexed. You delivered shit and then fucking surprised us with awesome. And then you're like, ta-da! It's still shit. Man. Do you have anything to add there?
I'm pretty sure you covered all the bases with your screaming and ranting.
Sorry,
about...
dude. I just want it to be good. It's so embarrassing. Like, you know, you see celebrities. You know this, being a wrestling fan.
It's never going to be good. It's not going to happen ever again. We're never... I agree with you. I thought about what you told me the other day, and you make so much more sense. They are competing with the fans.
Yeah, they are, dude. It is WWE Creative versus the... All right, let's go to some live comments because, you know, we love our live viewers. All right, let's go to some live comments. Malik Douglas says, sorry that I couldn't make the internet chat. Yeah, there was a lot of people in the internet infantry chat, and the best part is Forsaken had a lot of photos because Forsaken was there live. So it was pretty awesome. Anyway, Raw was a loss. I hope Vince McMahon goes bankrupt. I don't know. People this generation worships the elite. Like, when you're like, oh, WWE sucks, there's so many people that are like, well, they make money. What does that have to do with anything? Martin, I haven't seen Guardians of the Galaxy, but you love Guardians of the Galaxy. You said it was one of the best movies ever. Am I misquoting you on that?
No.
If Guardians of the Galaxy if it went fucking bankrupt and didn't make a dime, wouldn't it still be a good movie?
Yep.
Why is WWE being bad and your defense is, well, they make money? The problem is you don't want to be a fan. You want to be in a business, and that is sad. It's okay to be a passionate fan. The Nerdman 2. Reigns had a good match, but WWE, the fucking geniuses, just killed Ambrose Rollins feud. It's fucking dead to me. What the hell were they thinking having Rollins lose? I think it's because he has money in the bank. The money through history, and I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm just, trying to answer their way of thinking. He has money in the bank, so he could lose a million times in a row, and he still has a shot at that title. So, usually people that win Money in the Bank, they lose a lot before cashing in.
My thing is, I don't think, I really don't think that it counts in that sense either, because realistically, like, Ambrose's, like, thing against Rollins isn't about, the Money in the Bank or belts, or it's him wanting to get revenge and do stuff like that, whereas Reigns is literally... It's funny, because I have this thing, I don't know if I ever told you this, Dave, I have this theory.
All right.
If you think about it for a minute,
you're going to... Is it a wrestling theory?
It is, and I guarantee you, if you think about it for a minute, you'll probably be like, holy shit, you're right. Every 7 years, they recycle the same storylines.
Whoa, 7 years? Every 7 days?
No, honestly, though, no, I'm saying, like, every 7 years, well... Not really every 7 years, but after 7 years, it's okay to recycle old storylines. And my thing with those guys is, like, Roman Reigns right now is Brock Lesnar. Like, he's being pushed to the moon. He's gonna, they're gonna push him until he wins the belt. It's just what it is. Like, Ambrose and Rollins is so, like, almost like I guess like an... I don't know the word I want to use for it. It's like a, I don't know, like a bizarro version of the Pillman versus Austin feud.
Yeah. Well, they have a formula. I think that's what you're trying to say. They stick to a formula, and it's kind of like I use this example of how to describe it. The Green Bay Packers won the first 2 Super Bowls with the power sweep. That's all they did. Well, WWE won their championships with Hulk Hogan and, before that, Bruno, by just doing it. But the problem is, the NFL, there's competition. So you can't run the power sweep over and over and over and win a championship in the NFL these days. So they expand, and it goes through different offenses, different defenses, and it's evolved. The problem is, WWE is the only fat kid in the race, so they don't have to evolve. They're just like, power sweep, power sweep. And WWE is basically fucking running the power sweep against nobody. And you know what? Good for them. Plus, audible, I'm going back to the Nerdman 2, plus audible Rollins chants in the crowd. WWE bookings of Reigns is a fucking heat vacuum. They book them like they did Cena and Hogan and stuff, but the problem is, Hogan and Bruno, it was a different time, and they even had human qualities. The problem is, they're booking him like Cena, and Cena doesn't have human qualities. No one wants to root for a guy who... Most people don't want to root for a guy who wins all the time and has stuff handed to him. Not Reigns' fault, he's improving, even did an okay promo, but WWE sucks. Cena cut the promo of his life. Hats off to you, Mr. Hustle, Loyalty, and Respect. Anyone who denies that was a good promo is just plain hating. And no, I'm not a Cena lover or a WWE apologist, but tonight showed why Randy Orton should never, ever be said to be better than Cena. I can see that. I hate them both. I gave Cena his props. Why? Why didn't he just sell? It was so good. Why did he bounce back up? WWE does realize it's an international company with fans all over the world. They need to cut the corny USA bullshit out. I agree. It's a bit cheesy. I can't believe the crowds are into this garbage in the year 2014. WWE sucks. Love the show, Coco. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Nerdman, too. All right. Mr. The King says, give it a tie, only because they didn't make me angry. That's the standards now. You're like, I did it, I'm not angry. Good job, WWE. In the words of Sandow, you're welcome, and that's from our hero, Aaron Moore. We would not be going live if it wasn't for Aaron Moore. And I would like to dedicate this show to Aaron Moore and also say, fuck you, Google+. Mr. The King says top 5 changes that he wants to see. They gave less John Cena, less soap operas, more wrestling. They didn't complete this, but there were less Bellas, and they told stories in the ring, in my opinion. That Sheamus match was good, and WWE, like, they listened to us, Coco. I truly believe this. I hope you're right. I honestly think they want to see how far they can go, and still, I don't know. I don't know if they listen to us, but we'll see. Alex the Sauce Boss says tie. Mr. King says, oh shit, Coco receiving signs. I hope you guys are good over there. Yeah, well, it seems to die down. There's no more earthquakes. We had an earthquake earlier in the show. I love the Kane versus Jericho match. They went a little old school with the turnbuckle thing. I liked it, but it was only two matches were good the whole night. David Stillwell, funny thing is, you have Google trouble. Right now, I'm on 2 phones and a laptop watching 3 videos. By the way, it was a win. Dude, that's how you go. David Stillwell's like, ba-bam, 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 just checking out all the videos. I'm glad we're one of the 3 videos. David, Internet Infantry kicks serious ass. Believe that. Thank you. And this will be the last one, and we're going to break it down. 2 more. Mr. The King says, look, I truly can't give it a loss. If you have seen the worst 2 Raws ever in the history of the world 2 weeks ago in a row. Yeah, I don't think I could give it a loss either, Mr. King. It was a very low tie. That's an unfair way to mark students, Coco, on the curve. Yeah, I'm a nice teacher. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just a softie. I'm a softie. What can I say? I grade on the curve. If you made improvement, good for you. I mean, life sucks. There you go. Yep. So I'm getting knocked on my teaching styles. Do I have to break out my Teacher of the Year award? This ain't it, but I'm gonna pretend it is. Teacher of the Year. Teacher of the Year. I just want people to know that. You know, I act like a complete fucking idiot. People are like, how could you be Teacher of the Year? Oh, he must be totally different in his classes. Yeah.
I remember when I first met you, I thought you were homeless.
Yeah. Well, no. In that, I did get haircut and shave and wear a suit. So when I was a teacher, I was. But yeah, a lot of people think I'm homeless. A lot of people.
Whenever you walked into the building, like, could have just stood around, and I was like, can I help you? And you were like, yeah, I'm here to film the matches. And I thought you were like some random fucking guy. Shit you not. I never told you this. I thought you were the most random fucking person that maybe James needed help and was like, hey, I'll give you a beer if you fucking come and film this wrestling show with me. And then when James told me that you were Dave Coco, I was like, you're fucking... I remember me and Lewis both. No fucking way.
Yeah, because
the guy at Kocosports?
Well, the thing is, a lot of times, too, like, on YouTube you see me, but a lot of times on radio you don't see them. So, like, you're like, wow, I bet you he looks good looking like Jim Rome. Oh, I let people down all the time. I let people down all the time. But no, I live in a really nice place, and it's probably, like, one of the best places to live in West Tokyo. And every time because I'm the only white guy that lives here. As a matter of fact, they don't even let white people move in here. I'm like the only white guy that lives here, and I dress like this all the time. And every time there's a new couple, they call security saying there's a white homeless guy in the building. Every time. And security laughs their ass off. They're like, no, that's our white guy. So, yeah, I'm not good looking. That's what we learned from this conversation. I'm glad you've been part of this show. All right. So, U.S. champion Sheamus and WWE Tag Team champions the Usos defeated Cesaro, Goldust, and Stardust. Yeah. This was one of those matches where I was like, it changed me. It changed my life forever. I was like, oh, fuck, a 6-man tag. No one gives a shit about this. Oh, they're trying. What? They're trying? What the fuck is going on? I enjoyed the match a lot. I went in going, oh, just that noise. I'm like, oh, a 6-man tag. They're going to mail this in like it's a house show in fucking Omaha. I always pick on Nebraska. Now that Boom Boom is moving to Virginia, I'll make fun of Virginia. This is a house show in Virginia. Nothing like wherever your friend lives, that's the city you make fun of, or state. But I thought this was going to be complete garbage, and I was shocked. It was very entertaining. Sheamus busted his ass. The tag teams have busted their ass. Cesaro is Cesaro. I don't think that guy knows how to mail it in. You know what I mean? Cesaro just doesn't get it. Like, all right, it's a house show. Take it easy. Cesaro's like, what do you mean? I speak 5 languages. I don't understand what you're saying. But I enjoyed this match, and it went from oh god, a 6-man tag. Fuck this. What? Really? So I enjoyed it a lot. You enjoy it?
I don't remember that match very well.
I'm the one with the concussions and been punched in the head and fallen out of helicopters. Jerk face.
I really don't remember the match that well. Like, I don't know why. Like I said, I know that they were I know they worked and they did a couple little fancy things. I guess I really was traumatized by the whole be a star and then let's kidnap people and bully them into getting their friend to show up and fight me on the playground so that I can fucking... God, I hate John Cena. It just makes me fucking ill.
Yeah, and Bray Wyatt... Big Show defeats Bray Wyatt via disqualification. There's a lot of internet reports. Big Show is supposed to be getting a main event push, hence why he's always fucking winning, and they're piping in crowd music for him all the time. I don't know. I guess Big Show and Triple H must be buddies. He must be like the new Shawn Michaels. He's the new Kevin Nash. This guy he's a shell of himself, and no one gives a shit. And yet he gets pushed to the moon. And poor Bray Wyatt. Dude, don't get over. Like at WWE, I think it's a balancing act of getting over, but not getting too over that you have to feud with main eventers. I think like it's like, I'm gonna fight John Cena. I fucking pulled my ankle, groin, fucking penis, and yeah. But yeah, poor Bray Wyatt. I know a lot of people use the word bury and not use the word buried, and bury means something for, different to everybody. Wrestling Ranting goes into that a lot. Another YouTube show that's friendly to us, and go check him out. Wrestling Ranting on YouTube. But Big Show defeats Bray Wyatt via disqualification. He beats the shit out of his 2 buddies, and then Bray Wyatt's like, I'm still over, and I never fucking win, and I'm really not that good of a wrestler anymore. Yeah, I did not enjoy this at all. It's just, why Bray Wyatt? Why Big Show? Why, Why
Bray Wyatt Jericho? Why Bray Wyatt anything since he was destroyed by that fucking Nazi bully John Cena?
Remember all the John Cena WWE defenders saying, oh, give it time, it will pan out? How much more time should we give it, WWE John Cena defenders? How much more time? When is it? But you don't hear Bray Wyatt complaining because he's in an ass-kissing society where he needs to get paid and kiss ass or he'll be out of a job. Yeah, but you don't hear him complaining. I hear him thinking it very loudly. I love people that say that, like he's getting paid. Yeah. If I can... you get paid to get fucked in the ass. That doesn't mean you have to enjoy it. Divas champion Paige and Nikki Bella defeat Brie Bella and AJ Lee. It happened. It happened. There's a storyline here. The Bellas hate each other. AJ Lee. Oh, god damn it. This is probably going to lead to... This is just me guessing. There are some internet reports, so this might be a slight spoiler, but I didn't hear of any reliable source, but... Brie Bella's probably going to help Nikki Bella win, get back together, and AJ Lee and Paige are going to fucking... This feud's never going to end. This feud is never going to fucking end. It's never going to end.
It's the greatest feud ever made.
There's actually people on YouTube that say that shit, and they're sincere. Like, there's a guy on here that's like, Nikki Bella is fucking rocking it! And I'm just like, dude, what the fuck, man? Alright. Total Diva segment. Bam. You know what? That's not fair. That's not fair. Let's talk about a real woman. Did you see the fucking NXT? Charlotte versus Bayley? That was a great match. That was a great match. I think.
I didn't watch NXT.
Oh, dude, you gotta watch NXT. That's actually good.
The only thing I watched for NXT is I made sure I went and watched Kenta, and that was about it.
Yeah, Kenta. Now he's fucking. I said this before. Japanese names are hard to pronounce for, most of the world outside of the Asian culture. Some Japanese names are really hard to pronounce. I've lived in Japan like 6 years, and sometimes my friend will be like, "My name is Akukakakakakako," and they're like, "Can I just call you Kenta?" But Kenta has like the easiest name. You could go anywhere in the world and someone can pronounce Kenta, and they're like, "You know what? Let's give him the hardest Japanese saying name ever." Like, okay. He's still Kenta than me, damn it. I don't know if you see my meme on Facebook, but it's one of my favorite memes. I don't know who did it. Probably WWE memes or wrestling memes or somebody. But it was "It's still real to me, damn it" guy crying. And the text said, "He's still Kenta to me."
Yeah, I saw that.
That's how I feel.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that either. But anyway, yeah. So moving on, what else happened? Did anything else happen?
Oh no, we're gonna do comments, man. What are you, Boom Boom Jr.?
I'm just asking. Was anything else happening? Did anything else happen beyond the women?
Yeah. There's still more matches. So hold your hat. All right.
Because I know that Paige kicked Brie in the tit.
That's your highlight. Matter of fact, I want people to know this. If you remember Martin Dunn co-hosting, filling in for Boom Boom, I want you to remember two things. Nikki Bella was kicked in the tit, and he has a Kickstarter. That's the most important thing that we need to get out of this. Can we change the headline? WWE Monday Night Raw review. Nikki Bella gets kicked in the tit.
Tit kicks everywhere.
Matter of fact, if that will maybe be the thumbnail. If I can find a thumbnail of Nikki Bella getting kicked in the tit, that will be our thumbnail.
That'll be the greatest thing ever.
All right. Forsaken says, going to be heading out of the cage and dome soon, waiting for traffic to die down a bit. I'll be listening to the whole show and probably on the drive back home. And I hope on the blog, I got to do a lot of work on the blog. I've been too busy writing a book. I'm a fucking douchebag. But I got to get back on the blog. I got to put up fan art, and I'll also put up some fan pics. Me and Forsaken have to. So I have to do a lot with the blog. Jerry and David Cooey have been busting their ass. And meanwhile, I'm like, I'm writing a book. Well, like it gets out of fucking, I don't know, like I fucking act when it comes to like finishing a book, I act like it's the excuse for everything. Like my wife's like, "Are you gonna go down to Funky Town?" And I'm like, "Nope, writing a book. Can't do that. Hey, can you pick up the kids from school? Writing a book. Can you update your own blog?" No, sorry, Jerry. You get on that shit. All right. Hey, what are you doing, YouTube? YouTube. You're a jerk. You are a fucking jerk. Alright? You know what? I don't even know where I'm at. Fuck it. You know what? We'll go back to live comments later, because YouTube's being a jerk. The next match, take 17. Jack Swagger defeated Bo Dallas. So Jack Swagger defeated Bo Dallas. For some reason, I was like, I don't know, it's so weird. It was like John Cena versus Brock Lesnar. Oh, come on. Who gives a shit waiting for the pay-per-view? But Jack Swagger defeated Bo Dallas. I had like a fucking Ready to Rumble moment. I'm like, this isn't even pay-per-view! I thought for sure they would save this match for pay-per-view. I thought, like, why isn't Bo Dallas still undefeated? Why ain't Jack Swagger beating him at Night of Champions to break the undefeated streak, to fucking make sure that we, the people, and I'm just so fucking angry. Like, it's so fucking easy for it to be good. It's just so easy. Why ain't they doing it? Why? Because the thing is, as soon as someone says, well, why ain't Bo Dallas undefeated? They're like, you're fired! And everyone else is like, that's a great idea, Vince! I mean, really, if you're part of WWE Creative right now and you're not one of the top guys, you might as well be blowing someone in for fucking crack. Because you serve the same fucking purpose. Jack Swagger defeats Bo Dallas. I thought this would be a pay-per-view match. I enjoyed the match. It's a bit short, but I was like, oh, you just gave me the match I was looking forward to the most for free. Thanks, suckers! So I enjoyed it. I'm a huge fan of Bo Dallas. Bo Dallas gets mixed reactions. All right, I'm going to ask you, Martin, Is Bo Dallas the greatest thing ever or the best thing ever? What's your thoughts on Bo Dallas?
I think he's entertaining.
Okay. And Andy Paps on Facebook. Go ahead.
I think he's entertaining. I feel like they could do more with him, but what bothers me about Bo Dallas is it me, or is he just a positive version of what his brother's gimmick is?
Possibility. It's a possibility. I mean a little bit, but I don't know. I mean, if you look into it deep. Go ahead.
The parallels are there, though. That's what I always think. I'm like, I like him. I always think like, wow, he's like the positive Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, I always thought he was the Stephen Colbert of John Cena.
He really is.
Exactly. The best part about it is there were so many people talking shit that he's the Stephen Colbert, he's making fun of John Cena, that WWE gave out the best statement in the world, and the best part is the statement was supposed to protect John Cena, and it just made it look 1,000 times worse. People were like, oh, it's Bo Dallas, he's making fun of John Cena, and WWE goes, this is an actual statement from WWE. He's not making fun of John Cena. He's making fun of generic wrestlers. And I was just like, are you fucking kidding me? They have to know. They just have to know. You don't make errors like that on purpose. And Andy Papp says, let's punch YouTube in the tit. Yeah, I feel like, what's that movie where the kids were, I'm not really good at movie titles, but it's kind of a horror movie. It's like the kids were supposed to die and didn't die, but then like bad stuff keeps happening. I feel like this podcast shouldn't have been on the air, and bad stuff just keeps happening. It's like, what? You're doing the podcast anyway? I hope we don't die. So there you go. Let's go back to some live comments. I don't know where I left off. I'm starting to get pissed off at this thing. All right, here we go. StaceX02 says, hey guys, this Raw sucked. Sorry, but that's my opinion. Dude, it's okay, StaceX02. We don't have to agree. And I don't know if I even disagree with you. And I jumped out of the bandwagon of Roman Reigns. It's official. I don't really like him anymore. For me, he's not the wrestling type of guy. He is more like an actor, movie star. I'd see an adventure, action, suspense movies. And when he's doing his promos, he's bored the shit out of me. If you could care less about his opponents without no stress or anything. And fuck Cena. StaceX02, I agree with you. I think it's political stuff. I really do. Like, I don't care if you're a George Bush Republican or an Obama Democrat. There's always this feeling, well, my guy sucks, but he's better than your guy. That's the feeling I have with Roman Reigns. Like, I'm like, Roman Reigns isn't great, he kind of sucks, but he's better than John Cena. I feel like a party voter, and that makes me feel dirty. Mr. the King says, Coco, it's crazy how many subliminal things happened in this Raw. I was a little freaked out a little bit. So Mr. the King's freaked out. StaceX02 says, and get Kane out of my TV. He done nothing. He has to do now. He's pointless. And I don't know what the fuck he's still doing on my television. I've never liked Kane. I know this is a very unpopular thing, and I'm not a big fan of Undertaker either. I know. There goes our viewers. Say something we disagree with. I'm going to go to another show that it says everything I agree with. YouTube. I'm going to mispronounce this. Montauk 6. I hope I said that right. I'm just going to call you Mr. 6 out of respect. I hope you accept that. When I start looking forward to the wrap-up shows instead of paying attention to actual broadcast, fail. Oh, thank you. I guess that's bad for that. Cena has disgusted me with his pandering and using the troops and sick kids as human shields. Lennox Wooderson, I agree. I sometimes host a show with another veteran, Rob, and that was just fucking sadly pathetic. Heyman almost saved the storyline, but Cena and WWE had to sell his entire speech. It just ruined it. You're absolutely. I found it ironic JBL was defending Cena punching Heyman and King turning on R. Ziggler when, by the way, he had some strange racist undertones. I don't know. I'm usually a big fan of JBL, but it just seems like the broadcast team was off their game. Like, they're not good, but tonight it seemed like they were extra bad. Like, this is just my theory. Is it a 6? Is it 9? I wonder if they got the ear sets mixed up. So like when they were like, oh, here's the King's line, oh, here's Cole's line, and they're sending it to the wrong people. It seems like tonight all three men, and I'm a huge fan of JBL. I'm pretty sure he's. I don't know. If someone said JBL is a huge racist, I wouldn't be like, oh my, I didn't see that one coming. But I thought for sure they were off their game. I absolutely did. They're usually bad. I'm usually a big JBL guy, but they were. Did you think they were extra bad tonight? And I think Martin stepped away.
Yeah. No, yeah,
okay.
they were. It was kind of, I don't know. Like I'm used to more quips and stuff, and I don't feel like King works anymore without JR there.
Yeah, why I'm sitting here going, hey, you know what? I'm gonna say stuff. I'm just gonna say stuff that fucking alienates me even more. I never liked JR and the King, and now that the King is by himself, or not by himself, I never liked it. I know that's kind of. I was a Joey Styles guy. Matter of fact, I just never enjoyed. The only time I enjoyed JR is when he teamed up with Paul Heyman. But I know I'm in the minority on that. All right, Mr. Big said. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just saying. To me, JR and King are the commentators, like that I grew up with. But Joey Styles and Joel Gertner are my favorite commentary team.
Yeah. And I also like Joey Styles going solo. I like the NXT team. The NXT team does it really good. They rotate a lot of people in, but NXT they actually do their job. So
my buddy Sean Prime, we've talked about him before. He's a wrestler from South Florida. He's basically helping with it's him and the guys that run the SuperCon conventions here in Florida.
All right.
They're running a show called Ronin Pro Wrestling. And they're going to have Joel Gertner there as one of the commentators for their IPPVs.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. So,
and
yeah.
The main event is Sean Prime versus Tommy Dreamer.
Now, two guys I like on the indies, and they don't get the credit they deserve. I want to throw some announcers out. I really like Lenny Leonard. And know what I like about Lenny Leonard is he became really successful, and he's still kind of humble. I mean, he's successful on the indie level. I don't think you can get any more successful than Lenny Leonard on the indie level without actually going to WWE or a bigger company. And he's still a humble, great guy. I really like Lenny Leonard. And I've never met this guy, but I really enjoy him. And I watch a lot of pro wrestling, and my wife doesn't give a shit. She'll be watching Japanese drama. And she even likes Denver, Colorado. She's like, I don't know what the fuck's going on, but that guy's good. And I'm like, yeah. So I enjoyed Denver, Colorado. I don't know if he still does it, but he used to do the Beyond. He's really good. So there's some really good announcers. But I'm going to be the first one to tell you. I'm pretty sure Martin can agree with this. Talking shit on a podcast, being a ring announcer, booking, I think that's all easier than doing play-by-play. Color is kind of easy.
Play-by-play.
Play-by-play is really fucking
hard.
Yeah.
Well, because it's timing and actually, people always think it's like, oh, you just need to know the moves, because the worst play-by-play guys are the guys that just go, and there's a step over toe hold, back to his feet, whip him off the ropes. No, to be honest, I can't believe I'm saying this. Michael Cole is improving.
Oh yeah. He used to be the worst fucking piece of shit ever. He's definitely improving.
Although there are things that he says still that annoy the fuck out of me, because I still don't know what vintage Jericho means. Is he a fucking wine?
Catchphrase.
Is he wine? Has he been aged to perfection?
If I did Michael Cole stock, it would be like it rose and then it dipped down a little bit. He's definitely better a couple years or months ago, but he has improved tremendously when he first started. But the NXT guys are absolutely amazing, and Lenny Leonard, Joey Styles, these are the type, and everyone has different kind of commentary. But I never liked JR, and I never liked the King, and that gets me a lot of heat. Mr. Big says John Cena's like the USA basketball team, and everyone else is Serbia. LOL, just kidding. Yeah, Team USA won the FIBA championship. Lennox Wooderson, did Jericho sell out dropping his feud with Wyatt? He specifically came back to put over Wyatt, according to Y2J. Why is he feuding with Orton for another paycheck? I actually think they just needed Randy Orton on the pay-per-view and asked him to stay longer. I think that's what the case is. I think Jericho just comes in for a paycheck and to fucking break up his rock star / acting career. That's what I think. This is not fact. This is not fact. I mean, maybe he sold out, but is it selling out if you just keep fucking? I guess it is. But I think they just said, hey, Randy Orton doesn't have a match. Jericho, it's the season premiere. And I think that's my opinion. There's no facts to that. That's just what I thought. Bakaka he's one of my favorites. We are behind on shows. We owe Bakaka a show. After watching tonight's Raw, are you excited for Night of Champions, or are you deathly afraid? I was excited till John Cena ruined a story, or the writing team ruined a story. I really, from the bottom of my heart, don't give a shit and feel that Raw and WWE pay-per-views are like work. I actually, this gets the most views, but I actually look forward to watching Main Event and reviewing that. I look forward to Impact. I look forward to every show I review, WWE and TNA, and the occasional Japan when I sneak in. I look forward to reviewing all those shows than I do Raw or WWE pay-per-views. I really, from the bottom of my heart, don't give a shit. And it's almost broke me. And it sucks because, I'll be a passionate fan. But, if John Cena wins, I don't even know if I could even be fucking angry anymore. It's like, oh, you fucking won. And it's so funny because, people are like, oh, you're so negative. But those people never go watch Main Event. They never watch SmackDown. They never watch NXT. Bottom of my heart, I think Raw is the worst show on television wrestling-wise. I think Main Event is better. I don't know. I don't watch Superstars, so that's kind of – we'll have to eliminate them from the running. But I think NXT is better. I think SmackDown is better. I think SmackDown's a lot better show, and the only thing that brings SmackDown down is they show a lot of Raw. Raw ruins the other shows. I think Raw is the worst show by far. But are you excited for Night of Champions? No, because it's just another fucking Raw. No, I know I'm supposed to be like, oh, Night of Champions, pay-per-view profits this week, then we're going to do a review right afterwards. But, I'm the type of guy who's just honest. And
I'm excited because CM Punk and Daniel Bryan are going to come back.
Of course they are. Franielli's... I don't even know if I care. They've beat me down so much. I had POW training, and I've been to Marine Corps boot camp, and there's a point where you just don't give a fuck anymore. I'm at that point. I'm sure it happens in prisons. I'm sure it happens. You know what I'm saying? There's a point where you just don't give a fuck anymore. I'm at that point. And they were so close about me caring. They were so close for having me care and support John Cena. Cena matters because he makes the WWE the most money. LOL, how ridiculous. And that's rigged. That's really, really rigged. Because anyone with any fucking business sense goes in and tells you, no, the game is rigged. I love when Forbes does an article and they're like, yeah, no, it's not true. And they're like, well, they always come back, ratings, and I don't know. It's the fat kid running by himself saying, look at me, I'm winning the race. The race is rigged. It's only the fat kid running. I remember the hardcore match at One Night Stand, and Edge pinned the chick in a way it looked like he was fucking her. Ella laughed my ass off. I thought that was hardcore. Yeah, if you like hardcore wrestling, you should check out Big Japan. Big Japan does some great stuff. Combat Zone Wrestling, maybe older Combat Zone Wrestling, but still Combat Zone Wrestling. Yeah, they have some good stuff. And then ECW. But if you just want to see good hardcore wrestling, if that's your thing, check out Big Japan. Okay, so there you go. Mr. Biggs, a.k.a. the bad guy. That's the vibe I get from watching New Japan Pro Wrestling matches, especially for the championship belts. They actually compete like the belts actually mean something. WWE, they feel they are just like props. Yeah, I agree with that 100%. Give yourself a Barry Horowitz.
They're teddy bears. They're teddy bears. We come on. You know that, right? You were at FCW school. You saw how they treated the belt stuff, right? They give guys teddy bears to bring to the ring. They did. They told you it was like a teddy bear. It didn't mean anything.
Yeah. Well, oh, WWE.com. You're not going to believe this. They fucking reversed the order halfway through. It started off, the WWE.com started off with the main event being first, and then they fucking swapped it on us halfway through. WWE.com. Dude, this is, Andy Papp said it. This podcast is Final Destiny. Final Destiny. Or Final Destination, whatever that horror movie was. We're trying. All right, let's see. Let's see if I can find my spot. Bam. All right. Another Divas match. Naomi defeated Cameron. It's so sad about Total Divas. Naomi's such a great wrestler, and Cameron, she's on Total Divas, right? That's a good... Naomi, poor Naomi has to deal with this fucking feud. I hope Naomi gets up and starts wrestling some real talent. Even though Cameron does look a little kind of woohoo in that outfit. Yeah, I'm just saying Naomi. Naomi wins. It really killed the crowd, according to Forsaken, who was there live. And I don't know, it's just sad because Naomi, there's so many great women's wrestlers, and then there's Cameron. You know what I mean? So hopefully Naomi gets past this and can work some main events. Why can't Cameron just go away? Like, check this out. What about this? Hear me out. If you're on Total Divas and your name's not Naomi or fucking Natty Neidhart, you can't be on Raw. Basically, if you can't wrestle, stay on the goddamn Total Divas. It killed the crowd, and I felt bad for Naomi. She's actually a good wrestler, but a lot of people don't know that, including me. I had to learn. I thought she was a horrible wrestler because she was with the Funkadactyls. And someone was like, no, she really can wrestle. And I was like, really? Really? And she can. So, sports entertainment done right is next. You have Dolph Ziggler and R-Truth defeat The Miz and Damien Sandow. It was a watered down of SmackDown. And that's what I mean. Raw's just shit. This was a funny, entertaining match. But if you watch SmackDown, you saw a better version of it. Basically, Damien Sandow is The Miz's stunt double because he went to Hollywood. So Dolph Ziggler got his own stunt double, which was R-Truth. And Dolph Ziggler and R-Truth won. It's cheesy, but it's enjoyable cheese. I enjoy it a lot. The only thing I don't enjoy it about is that, wow, SmackDown was better. Why not, instead of doing this live, why not interrupt Raw with SmackDown highlights? That would be something special. I'm looking forward to the Dolph Ziggler The Miz match. I hope Dolph Ziggler keeps winning just because, I don't know, man. There's very few people that keep me going. Like, I'm pretty sure if you get rid of the Shield members and Dolph Ziggler, I don't know if I could even watch this show anymore. Dolph Ziggler, I hope, is the future, but he's talented, and obviously that's a strike against WWE. Some people on Facebook were mad because, like, they were like, LOL, get it, he's black. I don't know. I don't know if I'd be mad over that. Did you enjoy this? Because you didn't watch the SmackDown one. The SmackDown, they did the same exact thing, only it was better. Did you enjoy...
I heard that.
Yeah, did you enjoy this match, though? Because I don't know, you didn't watch SmackDown, right? I'm assuming? You're just like...
Rob told me that I have to watch it, but I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, SmackDown is really good. Don't watch it live, because you really have to skip. You just have to skip over the Raw recaps. They're fucking tremendously long and horrible. But yeah, overall, I thought this was sports entertainment. I think what WWE is like, oh, what type of show do you want? I think this is the type of show that WWE is proud of because they're embarrassed of pro wrestling, but it's for everybody. It keeps Vince McMahon happy because, it's funny, it's entertainment. And it keeps us happy because all four wrestlers deserve to be main eventers and are, I don't know, I just think it's sports entertainment done right. Bam. All right, and Roman Reigns defeats Seth Rollins. I'm going to be completely honest. I did not watch this match that much because Google Plus was fucking. You got to verify you with a phone number. Fuck you, Google Plus. So this Roman Reigns defeated Seth Rollins is a big fuck you. I know a lot of people are mad because Seth Rollins lost and Roman Reigns is being booked as unhuman, watchable fucking piece of shit storyline-wise. I mean, Cena. Let's just call it Cena for short. I love this joke. No one laughs at this joke. So can you do me a favor and do a fake laugh? Because I think this joke is hilarious.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Raw Dinner Show. Tonight, Roman Reigns will be playing the part of John Cena. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy the show. Make sure to tip your waitress. Thank you. Thank you for the fake laugh. That's what it feels like. I'm sure it was great. You actually watched it. I was busy. Let's go nerdy school. All right, ready for nerdy school? Here we go. 1 out of 10. What do you give this match? On the Martin Marvel, Martin Dunn. I just broke fucking 76 walls. On the Martin Dunn 1 out of 10 scale, how many bananas do you give it?
Like 4.5.
4.5 bananas. Man, I thought they'd do better than that. You must not watch Raw that much. And then, listen, ladies and gentlemen. I forgot about this last segment. Matter of fact, the titty is not gonna be the fucking main thing. Hold on. Let me see if I can find this. This is gonna be our thumbnail. Ah, crap. Give me a second. Man, we are not winning the war on terror. Yes, we are, because of this man. All right? So, what are you doing? Yeah, present to everyone. Dude, Google Plus, straight up, I will fucking murder you. I hope you can see it. But dude, listen. The war on terror is over. The economy is fixed. We never have to worry about it again. It's over, dude. Look at that American hero. Look at him. He rallied us. Move over, Obama. Move over, George W. Bush. Move over, Bill Clinton. Move over, Ronald Reagan. We have a real American leader right here in Mark Henry. Terrorist groups, they just gave up. Go watch CNN, MSNBC right now. Mark Henry rallies America. Your life sucked? Bam! Obamacare works for everyone now. The economy has turned around. Unicorns are real. In the Middle East, everyone's having an orgy and hugging each other. Everyone, the Pope and all the religious leaders got together and said, you know what? We know the truth now. They'll be telling us in the morning. Thanks to Mark Henry. There'll be no more religious debates. We're in a peaceful place, dude. I mean, how much better is America? Mark Henry rallied America. Look out, terrorist! Mark Henry rallied America! Woo! America! Fuck yeah! Mark Henry rallied America! Fuck yeah! I mean, there's nothing to worry about anymore. Ladies and gentlemen, America solved the problems. Matter of fact, I'm 100% healed. Mark Henry touched me through the screen. Our problems are gone. Mark Henry rallied America. No, that's not fair. He rallied the world. He rallied the universe. Can we just appreciate Mark Henry for the great man he is? I mean, obviously, there's no more problems. Am I right? I mean, I think Republicans and Democrats actually came together and started making out. I just think, matter of fact, what? Congress is shutting down. There's no need for Congress. Mark Henry has rallied America. We're done, dude. This is as good as it's gonna get. Paradise has happened. Rally America.
I heard a rumor that, everyone's American now.
Yeah, well, of course, because it's universal. So the Scots are gonna be voting if they want to be part of the UK or not. I don't know what's going on, but you know what? Now I know. There's no need to vote. What is it? This Thursday? Last Thursday? Who knows? Is Scotland even a country? What's going on? Doesn't matter. None of that matters. You know why? Because everywhere is America now. You know what? There's no more diseases. Doctors just found a cure for everything. It was Lipton lemon iced tea. Cures for everything.
Fuck yeah.
I mean, I am so proud to be an American. Mark Henry rallied America. You saw it live. You'll be,
be an American because you can sing that song.
You know, there will be times where you can tell your grandkids you saw Abraham Lincoln give a speech, you saw Martin Luther King give a speech, you saw your favorite president give a speech, you saw Michael Jordan play baseball. Great moments in American history. You've seen one tonight. Mark Henry rallies America.
The whole thing.
And people were cheering this. People were cheering this.
Yay.
Yeah. I wonder if it gets aired in Russia. I always wondered that. Does Raw get aired in Russia? Do they change it? Because sometimes if you read the translations on Japanese or Chinese versions of Raw, they change what they say, like depending on what country it is. I wonder what they show in Russia. Dear Internet Infantry, we're not very large, but can one of us find a member of the Internet Infantry or someone that is Russian that could say, hey, no, they show this shit in Russia. I just want to know. Dear Russian friends, dear Russian members of the Internet Infantry. I mean, dude, how great is it, dude? This just did. Earthquakes will never happen again. Mark Henry has saved the podcast and the world. This was beyond ridiculous, but people ate it up. I guess it feels good to be an American. America! Fuck yeah! Mark Henry rallied America. I don't know what to say. I know. And you know what? I feel good for Mark Henry because I liked Mark Henry when he had that kick ass. Remember when he was just completely dominant and kicking ass? I liked it. I liked it when he teased the John Cena retirement angle. I'm a big fan of Mark Henry. Mark Henry is one of the guys.
Do you like him in the Nation of Domination?
A little bit. I was more of a WCW guy back then. But
do you like him in the
No, I didn't like him all the time. I liked him in certain parts. But my thing is, you know, like a real writer / booker of pro wrestling is like Paul Heyman. They hide people's weaknesses. Like right now, I'm going to give TNA a compliment. TNA does a great job at hiding Bobby Lashley's weaknesses. Mark Henry is the one wrestler I would have loved to book. Like if someone said, hey, if you could book just one wrestler, I would have loved to book Mark Henry's career. I think I could have hit his weaknesses.
Isn't Bobby Lashley like that black version of Brock Lesnar they couldn't get over in WWE?
Yeah, that's what some people say. He's also an MMA. He's an MMA guy. He was the ECW champ. So yeah, some people call him Black Lesnar and all that, but he's a good guy. He's a humble guy. He's a decent amateur wrestler that could get a couple wins against mid-range MMA guys. I like Bobby Lashley. A lot of people give him shit, but the reason I like Bobby Lashley is he knows what his weaknesses are and hides them. Where some people like suck at something but still do it. I felt like I was giving myself my own message. Like haunted words. Some people suck at podcasting but still do it. Son of a bitch. Alright, let's go some live comments. That's the end. I mean, please, remember where you were. Mark Henry rallied America. But the fans were into it. I know we're poking fun, having a little fun with it, but hey, fans were into it, so good for him. Good for him. And Rusev can get anyone over. Rusev should, to be honest, if life was fair, I'm sorry, I'm having a brain fart here. If life was fair, Rusev would get paid more than Cena. Because, really, dude, look who Rusev goes against, and they're super over. So, I don't know. Rusev needs to be paid more. Alright. Boop, boop, boop. And Montagu 6. Mr. 6 says, every week I'm convinced that McMahon and Dunn are the real-life Biley Stock and Bloom. See Mel Brooks, the producers. Alright, will do. Lennox Wooderson says, super loss. Where was the NXT talent? Yeah, there was a lot of websites saying that there was going to be NXT. I thought they were going to be on Raw. I honestly think WWE is like, yeah, let's trick pro wrestling fans into watching this shit and do what we want. Yeah, there was a lot of internet reports that NXT guys were going to appear on Raw. And that did not happen. Did WWE dodge the Cena ratings criticism by having Henry and Rusev in the main event? When it comes to John Cena and WWE, it's propaganda. They'll say anything to make John Cena look good. They really will. So yeah, someone mentioned this earlier. I forget. I think it was maybe Market Garden. I apologize if I'm crediting the wrong internet imagery guy. That when Monday Night Football comes around, they just protect John Cena. That's all they do. Their creative company, their creative wing is like, how can we protect John Cena? And John Cena can't even protect himself. Fucking ruining goddamn good storylines. Did WWE? Oh, okay, we already did that. Lennox Witterson also asked, on Total Divas, it's acknowledged that Cameron is not good in the ring and she has to go to NXT. Why have her wrestle on Raw? The match was horrendous. Because being a good pro wrestler doesn't matter. Total Divas trumps being a good wrestler. Like, if you asked anyone in WWE right now, who is more important, a Total Diva that can't wrestle or Cesaro? They'll all say Total Divas. Coco, remember I told you, this is from Mr. King. Coco, remember I told you Big Show should win the belt one last time on Twitter? LOL, let him have 10 seconds of fame. Fuck it, let him have it. The belt doesn't mean anything anymore, and that's the problem. Like, if you said, oh, give him the IWGP title, I would lose my shit. Like, I was mad. AJ Styles is one of the best wrestlers in the world, and I was mad he won the title. When the title means something, the best wrestler in the world should have it. When your title means nothing, fuck it, give it to Cena, give it to Orton. What the fuck does it matter? Matter of fact, if the title was on Big Show and John Cena for the rest of their careers and they opened up Raw, I would just sleep in because I watch Raw in the morning because I live in Japan. I would just sleep in and skip it. Ever noticed that spot where the crowd's going crazy for Jericho when there was no noise aside from his song and the announcers? Was that, or was it just my TV? Yeah, they just try to oversell people being over more than they are. It was bad. Look back a couple years ago. They did that shit with Cena. Yeah, it was bad. Martin, just interrupt me whenever you want. I'm just hitting these things. All right.
I'm letting you go.
All right. Because sometimes I just start rambling away on the questions and forget about the co-host, and people are like, "You're the worst fucking host ever." All right. Oh my God, I lost faith in Bray Wyatt. Sadly, I was one of the people who said, "Give it time." Oh, Mr. the King. Whenever you hear the word "give it time" by WWE, that just means it's going nowhere. Remember Christian? Dude, how big of a piece of shit is Edge? Edge went publicly, "Give it time, it's gonna pan out." Really, Edge? Really? You're not even gonna fucking apologize for that statement. Whenever I hear WWE say "give it time," I just assume it's gonna suck and we're not gonna change it. Give it time. Give it time. It's gonna play out. I've never heard WWE say "give it time" or WWE defenders say "give it time" and it's panned out. Ever. Give it time. All right, yeah, we'll give it time. Yeah, fucking, you got a great track record of fucking delivering that. Let's see. But he's literally buried under a box, so yep, it's over for him, and he's such a waste of space now. Mr. the King says people need to realize that when they take people in WWE and they make the change the names, they are not where they're known as Cough CM Punk, Cough Daniel Bryan, Cough Kenta. Why the fuck is the name not Kenta if they are advertising Kenta? I told Kenta that on Twitter. I think this was their smooth way of not pissing off Japan and superfans. I think it was like, well, Kenta decided to change his name. Okay, I won't be mad. No, fuck you. He's still Kenta. I'm gonna add Mr. to everyone. Mr. the Nerdman 2 says, "Oh yeah, I forgot about Bray Wyatt. LOL, so true. Get over, but make sure you don't get over enough for main eventers to take notice. You know what I realized today? WWE's won. Yes, I told you. Fucking September was a huge month. They won. They fucking won. They weeded out the fans who care about talent. Now all the fans care about is who's being booked strong. It sucks. Yeah, they won. I know that, but there's a big enough audience that will pay for anything. And there's a big enough audience that deep down inside, they're not wrestling fans. They want to be in the business. And when you want to be in the business, you have to defend the business that you're in. I don't fucking get it. I don't fucking get the mindset of it. It's so fucking stupid. Like, if you're an indie wrestler that defends WWE, you're a fucking idiot. And you don't know how to sell tickets. You're a fucking moron. Wrestling Ranting. Everyone, check out Wrestling Ranted's channel. Like, comment, subscribe. He's part of the internet imagery. Much love. Final Destination is the name of the movie. Thank you, Wrestling Ranted. This show is Final Destination. They handled Bo Dallas wrong. He's supposed to be a heel, but he comes off like a face, and people don't boo him. But to save Bray Wyatt, I would have an angle where there is someone that is higher than Bray and have him break away from the Wyatts by destroying them. And the true leader, then bam, he is the face and can go after the champion. Market Garden, is it worth watching? Martin, you can answer that. Do you think Raw is worth watching? He didn't watch Raw.
No.
Is it worth watching?
No, don't watch it. Read the highlights.
Yeah.
Highlights.
I would say at best maybe YouTube clips. I don't think it's worth watching. It's 3 hours. It's very long. We watch it so you don't have to. It's not as bad as the last 2 weeks, but it's definitely, I'll read the results and watch YouTube clips. That's how worthy it is, in my opinion. Lennox Wooderson, what do you think of the Young Bucks and them possibly going to NXT? I was late on the Young Bucks bandwagon. Everyone was like, Young Bucks this, Young Bucks that, Young Bucks. I'm like, I don't fucking
see that happening. They already got fired from them once from the Fed for being disrespectful to Booker. I don't see it happen.
I don't know. I think NXT wants to be a good wrestling company.
Well, but the thing is like, I can't stand the Young Bucks. I don't care. I've never liked their work. But the other thing with them is, beyond that is, you know the story with Booker T and how they, like, pissed him off real bad backstage during their tryout, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, they're not gonna, Booker T's too, like, he's got too much pull in the company. There's no fucking way.
Alright, the Nerdman 2 says JR's better, way better than Joey Styles. Sorry, Coco, you're nuts. I'm in the minority on that one. I just don't like JR. I think Joey Styles is way better. And King was great with JR. Plus, just for the King. Oh, no, I love Jerry King Lawler, the wrestler. He's mentioned in Kaufman. I love Jerry King Lawler, the wrestler. Jerry King Lawler, color man, I'm not a fan of. He was a legend of mine. No. Jerry King Lawler, as a pro wrestler and a promoter and a booker down in his area, absolutely amazing. Hall of Famer, legend. As the color commentator, and I'm in the minority. I know it's not a popular opinion. I just don't enjoy him. Mr. the King answers your question about vintage. Vintage means doing what they are known for doing. Like vintage Orton is when he does the DDT on the ropes. I don't know. That's my guess. Perhaps it means a signature move, but they never says vintage Cena because Cena's moveset is 5 moves of doom. That actually one big move. So there you go. Now you know. Vintage. But Kakarok says, if you were given $100 billion, would you try to compete with WWE?
No.
I mean, I would start, like, would I do a wrestling company? Maybe. But it would be something completely different. I don't think I would compete with WWE because look at their stock price. It's just not worth it. Like, people worship them because they're the only fat kid in the race. But if you had millions of dollars, billions of dollars, and you care about money and you want to have fun, why not just buy a pro sports team and turn them around? Why, you know what I mean? I honestly don't know if I would do it. I mean, worst case scenario, I would make like a Kocosports, like Ring of Honor type company with just one building and sell tickets and have like a rest. I have an idea, but I would not compete with WWE. It would be where I'd make profit.
I'd do a TV show that I have. I've actually got on the back burner anyway about wrestling, but it would be absolutely ridiculous Chikara type stuff, and it would be it would be actually like acting. Like I would say like 70% of it's acting and the rest is wrestling. So there would be like actors in the ring with wrestlers, and it would be shot as if it was an action like TV show, not shot like.
I almost had I almost made this. This is something I almost made, and maybe I'd make it again. But nowadays it's different. When me and you were promoting, you promoted after me, but when we were promoting, people were just looking for adult entertainment in pro wrestling. I was going to make an all-adult show in a very small building with lots of strippers, and it was going to be so over-the-top and offensive that we were going to fucking sell it online. And this was like way before, I think this might have been even before YouTube. And we were going to sell it online, and it was going to make EC, it was going to be like, yeah, it was just going to be such an adult entertainment. Like, you had to be over 18. You had to pay a lot of money to get in. It was an idea that I had. But nowadays, people are so sensitive, that wouldn't get over. Like, oh my God.
XPW guys did that shit back early 2000s.
Yeah, but I would have done it right, and I wouldn't have killed puppies.
Because like, didn't they do like something called like Beautiful Ladies of Wrestling?
Yeah, there was a lot of it, but the problem is I think I would have done it differently. I would have made it where it was an online thing. I would have made it, and I wouldn't have made it porn. Would have made it like what ECW could have been if they just didn't give a shit about television. Like, could you imagine Paul Heyman not giving a fuck about his TV deal back in ECW's day? That's
That
what I
be
would have done.
XPW?
No, XPW. I don't want to shit on XPW. I like XPW, and not a lot of people like XPW, but XPW is not that good. Like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like, I don't hate it like everyone else. I enjoy XPW for what it was, but at the end of the day, it wasn't that good.
I
But,
remember
yeah.
XPW. My only real memory of XPW, besides just being horrible in every way, was it was one where every like ECW guy who was mad at Paul Heyman ended up. Two was whenever their retarded asses showed up to the ECW arena and tried to start a riot, and the fans beat the fuck out of them. And three was whenever Grimes almost killed New Jack.
Yeah. It was pretty tense back then. I don't know. I don't hate it like everyone else, but as far as my vision goes, XPW isn't it, you know? But I would never do that now. Nowadays, I would be what passionate fans want. Now, that's what I'd sell it as. I'd put it on free for YouTube. I'd have myself like one building, make it really nice, and just give the fans what they want and have feedback in it, have it really matter, have polls really matter. Have, I don't know, just where, you know, because Kocosports, we would say where it's okay to be a passionate fan. I would start a federation where it's okay to be a passionate fan. I don't know how you felt. I don't know how you ran a company. I would never let anyone in my company use the word mark or smark or why are you stupid for being a wrestling fan. And we drew really well with just local talent. You got to remember it's entertainment and the fans are important. I think that's what I would focus on. I would just have it as, remember early Ring of Honor? Just imagine early Ring of Honor, but with enough money to make it look good online. And I would give it away for free on YouTube and just go off the Google ads, advertisements. I would just make it free and get the world out there. A little bit like, it would be a combination of Beyond Wrestling and early Ring of Honor with just it being pumped out internet-wise. That's what I'd have. And it would just be focused on it's okay to be a passionate fan. There's so many indie wrestlers and indie wrestling companies that are like, oh, fucking fans are stupid, fucking idiots. And they're like, I wrestled in front of 3 people. And I'm just like, man. But yeah, if you worked for me and you were a pro wrestler, you weren't allowed to use smark or mark, or you weren't allowed to insult them being a pro wrestler. You could call them fat. You can get heel heat that way. But you could never, because like I always studied. I studied indie wrestling before I ran indie wrestling, and I would look, and there'd be people like, you're fat, you're ugly, and they would get riled up. And then it'd be like, you're a fucking loser, you're just a smark, you're a fucking idiot wrestling fan. And you could see the show broke down. And then they started thinking, they're like, yeah, I'm a fucking lawyer. What the fuck am I doing in this warehouse? You can actually see it on their face. And I wouldn't do that. You go to enjoy yourself. You go. I would make it, I would focus on it's okay to be a passionate fan. And that's what I would focus on. And that's what it would be. And I don't think it would be anything big. But then again, you never know. ACW wasn't supposed to be anything big. And then here comes FCW and says, hey, do you want a bunch of money? And everyone's like, yeah, I want a bunch of money. And now my company is NXT. But anyway, yeah, that's what I would do. I would just start off small and use the internet and go from there. I did have the adult situation. I had sponsors and everything lined up, and we had a great feeling, but you can't do that. That was like 10, 15 years ago. 10, 15 years ago, you can have an adult entertainment. Not adult entertainment like it's porn, but you're going in, and it's pro wrestling suited for adults, you know, and you had to be at least 18. And, yeah, I think it would have did good. It was worse when the PG era just started. You know, because a lot of people are like, oh, as a fan, I hate John Cena, Batista, and Orton on top, but as a business guy, I love that. Because you know how many people are like, man, I fucking hate what's on Raw. Wow, what? This small-ass company in my hometown is doing this? So I think I benefited. I benefited as a businessman for when I hated the time as a fan. So it's kind of weird. But yeah, that's what I'd do. I would focus on it's okay to be a fan. I like legit do it, not just a catchphrase. You know, it's just little stupid shit. Like if you're an indie wrestling company, and I fucking hate this. I don't know if you did this. There's no way your wrestlers and promoters should not be at the door when people leave thanking them. If you're in the main event, or if you're in an injury storyline, or you're bleeding, don't do it. But if you're like the opening match and the show is over and people are leaving, there's no fucking way, even as an athlete or a company, that you should not be at the fucking door thanking them. It just blows my mind that little stupid idea no one fucking does across the country. It blows my fucking mind. Just what the fuck is wrong with you people? That's for free. There you go. There's a tip. If you're running an indie promotion and you're like, wow, we can't draw, and I don't know why, eliminate the word mark and smark and making fun of the fact that they're pro wrestling fans. And when they're leaving and you're not in a main event, you don't have color, and you're not selling an injury angle, you be at that door thanking them to come. That's it. How the fuck don't you do that? Not you personally, Martin. I don't know if you did that, but companies in general. The only thing good about Cameron was her outfit, and that's from Fire Angel. I definitely agree about that. She is one attractive lady, and that outfit really shows off. Mr. the King says, we now have Mexican Cena, Irish Cena, and now Samoa Cena. The list just keeps growing. Yeah. They just love their formula. They love invincible good guys that can do no wrong. All right. I'm giving Raw a 10 out of 10. This is from Corrupt Schizo. At this point, I'm just trying to be optimistic as I can be. I just don't care anymore. I don't want to sit here for 2 hours or 3 hours and complain about it. Yeah, well, I mean, then just go to WWE.com. I don't understand, like, you know, if you liked it, you liked it. Just be honest about it. You know, with WWE feeling like they don't put effort into their shows, I don't put effort into caring. Gotham premieres next week in the middle of Raw, and the season of Arrow comes on Wednesday. I won't be long before I start watching those shows instead of mainstream media. I'll just stick to New Japan Wrestling, Dragon Gate Japan, DDT, Noah, etc. And I agree with that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, you know, we've just been doing Raw for so long, and you hope it gets better. And it almost got better. It almost got better. Let's see. Martin's sending me a message. Martin, you can break down the fourth wall. You're sleepy. All right, yeah. Let's do one more comment, then we're going to wrap this bad boy up. Please, in the comments, put win, loss, or tie. We will hopefully do more shows tomorrow all week. I hope to do a show a day, maybe 2 shows. I hope Pataka Rock and Fernielli a show, and we're hoping to do a lot more shows. Please like, comment, subscribe, and before you go to sleep, tell them you sacrificed listening to me talk about pro wrestling. You watched Raw for 3 hours. You came through. What can our internet infantry do to serve you?
Well, right now, biggest thing is, biggest thing right now is just getting the word out for the Kickstarter. We're trying to raise $5,000 so we can afford everything, and at this point, we're doing pretty good. I mean, we're at I think we're almost at 1,400, and that's in like 5 days. So we still have like another 20-something days left, and then basically just like every dollar helps. Every share, every tell a friend, every all that stuff. It really does come in handy. I will say the biggest thing that I've been telling everybody is if you're an animal lover at all, it's definitely good, because one of the things we want to do is if we can get this thing booming and moving a lot better than some of the past projects we've done that we've been funded, but we've never like had that like extra mile where we've made like a ton. But if we can make a ton, we'd like to take for every book that we basically like give away for a reward for helping back it. We'd also like to donate one to American Humane Society to give to kids that lose their pets. Like that's kind of the idea behind it. So, just like charity kind of stuff. But I mean, that's pretty much it. Like if you want to find it, it's Kickstarter.com, and then just search Fetch and Odyssey. and then I will give you the link, and you can drop it in your thing.
We'll do. We'll share it on Twitter, Facebook, and all that. And, you know, if you have a little bit of money to spare and want to help out the comic book industry, dude, please do, because Martin always helped us out. And plus, when my book comes out, I can hold a knife to him and be like, the Internet Imagery promoted your stuff. You promote my stuff. I probably
Well, and also, if I was gonna say also, we're gonna get your book done. If you wanna hold a knife to somebody, you need to hold the knife to the guys that are working on the book that's the lead-in for yours, because those guys are taking forever.
Yeah, well, I just love working with the comic book company, because a book, you're just like, oh, okay, it's done, it's good, let's fucking roll with it. They get the book out there. But a comic book company, you have, like, so many more people to be in charge of. And then you, like, just check in. You're like, hey, guys, how's the comic book going? And you're like, you know what? It's going to come out this Monday. Really? No, fuck you.
Like everything about them, I'll be honest with you. Like, I'm not going to say any names, but I shit you not, this happened. This guy I gave a project to for, like, over a year ago, and recently I asked him for an update. And he got really fucking angry and agitated with me, and he goes, you can't rush me, man.
Yeah, you get that shit all. You get that shit. I don't want to throw my friends under the bus, but a lot of people pretend. I'm gonna share this. I'm gonna say Martin's Kickstarter. I'm gonna put it in the comments. So Martin's Kickstarter, and then later I'll put it in the thingamajigger. So there you go. It's in the comments right now. Hopefully that works. All right, bam. There you go. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. You can do it. You can do it. All right, maybe it's there. All right, so Martin's Kickstarter. So yeah, go check it out, and if you got some extra bucks, do it. But yeah, so I'm excited. Hopefully you make enough money. I've never done Kickstarter. I'm like too shy and embarrassed. Like, whoa, I can't do it. Ask for money. Is it hard?
It is hard and stressful. I have a friend that did one, and it put him in the hospital.
Right. Dude, I can imagine it being stressful.
The stress of it actually put him in the hospital, because you literally are. It determines. Well, there's two reasons. Like, there's two reasons why it's super stressful, to be honest. One, it determines if you're going to do this project that you've obviously put a lot of fucking work into. And two, and it's the worst thing, really, as human beings, we all have a fear of failure. So if it doesn't happen, you automatically.
John Cena doesn't. He never gives up.
Yeah, I know, but you have, you know what I mean? Like, you have that biggest sense of failure ever, and you're like, I don't want to fucking fail. So it becomes kind of overbearing. So you work your ass off to promote it, and you kind of feel stressed because you feel like annoying to your friends and families. You're like, hey, did you look at this? Hey, did you look at this? Hey, here's this link. And then you kind of fucking like start finding ways to like weasel it into a conversation with someone you haven't spoken to in like a year, and you're like, hey, buddy, how have you been? And you're like, oh yeah, hey. So what have you been up to? Oh, I've been up to this. Oh yeah, what have you been up to? Nothing much. Kind of working on this Kickstarter thing. Oh yeah, check out the link, man. See what you think. All right, and then they donate, and you just disappear again. And you're just like, to the next guy I haven't talked to in a year, and it makes you feel kind of like a dick. But you're so adamant and passionate to get the funding that you only think about moving forward. And then when it's over and it's successful, you go back and you thank all those people, obviously. But it's just, it's so annoying to me, like, some of the things. Like, I've learned that a lot of my friends don't understand English words, like pledge. They don't know what that word means. I'm like, oh, it's a pledge. And they're like, well, I don't get paid till Friday. No, it's a pledge. Like, you don't need money. What do you mean you don't need money? I'm like, you don't need money until it ends. Like, it's pledging to give money on the date that it ends if it's successful. You're promising to give money. You're not actually going to go and give money now. It won't take it out of your account. Oh, well, I got to wait till I get paid. No, motherfucker, it's not. It doesn't charge you anything. It's $0 right now. Like, it's just you saying, like, hey, I'm going to give you $5 on the 11th. Yeah, but I don't get paid till Friday. Like, oh my fucking God. Really? Like, I feel like they troll me sometimes with it, Dave. I really do, because...
Yeah. So, yeah, which one... To me, yeah, I don't know. I'm just bad at that. Like, I'm horrible at sales. That's why we got a whole staff that does it, like media and stuff. I just, dude, I can't. But the thing is, I know what you feel, because I'm like talking to artists for, like, concept art for the newest book, and like I'm like so honest. I'm like, hey, Val, how you doing? I haven't talked to you for a while. Which really means I need something from you. Please get back from me. Oh, yeah. So getting anything off the ground creatively, sometimes it's hard. But, you know, hey, dude, hopefully you make it. Hopefully, if internet infantry can throw some pennies your way. And yeah, so you want to go bye-bye so I can talk bad about you and answer a couple more comments? I think I'm going to do a couple more comments and wrap this bad boy up and eat pizza.
Yeah, I appreciate being on, and I appreciate everybody tolerating me. I have been so scatterbrained. I did this as such a big favor to you, and I hope you know that. I've been literally, the reason I've been so zoned is, in the top of this, I've got, like, Bay News 9 and, like, a bunch of websites sending me, like, nonstop messages since I got on here. Like, hey, when can you do this? Can you meet us here for an interview? Can you bring your daughter? Can you... And I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude, just, like, let me... Just podcast.
No, the best part is you gotta like yell at him. Like, listen, we got top priorities, okay? My friend Dave needed a host for pro wrestling, all right, a pro wrestling show. There's priorities, okay? So you just pump your brakes, Bay News 9.
Exactly. And then like at one little point, when I went quiet, and you're like, oh, I think you went away. I had to mute it because I had to talk to someone on the phone for a second because I shit you not, this person could not grasp the concept of how to back the project. And they're like, well, send me a link so I can pledge. And I'm like, I say, that's the link, just click on it. Well, what do I click then? And I'm like, it's a giant button on the like right that says back this project. And they're like, I don't see it. I'm like, it's a giant green button, back this project. And they're like, where? I'm scrolling all over the place, can't see it. I had to like literally navigate someone to a giant green button that you cannot miss on a white background. Giant green button, white background.
Yeah, which one? When you run like a website or something, and when you run your own website, you always think to yourself like, "Hey, human beings are not that stupid." And then you start doing it. Like anyone that works in like customer service, dude, they just think so little of the human race. Like you're just like, what? What? Oh, man. Yeah, anyway, breaking news here. The earthquake that hit the beginning of the show was a 5.6 quake in the Kanto area, so hopefully they're okay. Yeah, we started off the show with an earthquake. All right, Martin, thank you for being part of the show. I'm going to answer a couple more comments and say mean stuff about you.
All right.
All right, so everyone, please check out his Kickstarter. All right. Thank you, Martin, for filling in for Boom Boom. And I promise you, I will try not to make you watch Raw for a long time. Maybe next week if Boom Boom doesn't show up.
I'm going to just start letting Alex do it.
Maybe. But the problem is, too, like, we always get these co-hosts that are underage, and I'm like, no, because, you know, if you get an underage person working with you, and their parents automatically think you're a billionaire taking advantage of their kids. So, like, if I had, well, how old's your son, 8? If I had him as 11. Part of my 11?
No, he's 11, yeah.
If I had him as part of my show, there would be so many teenagers be like, can I be part of the show? And I'm like, no, I want you to, but be over 18.
Just lie. Be like, look, Martin Dunn's supposed to be the co-host, but this asshole keeps putting his kid on here. And I'm sort of stuck. Like, he's just, look at him. He's doing Kickstarters with his kids, letting his kids do podcasts. He's exploiting the fuck out of them. Like, I don't know what his problem is. Like,
you're Michael Jackson's father.
Apparently. I'm Joe Jackson over here. I'm going to start beating them and stuff. Don't beat my kids. It was a joke. It's a joke.
Yeah, that sound clip is going to ruin your career forever. That's what's best about podcasting. You can podcast for like 97 hours, and you'll say something sarcastically, and that will be the sound clip that will ruin your life forever. Yay!
It'll be podcasting. Bay News 9 is going to run the show, like the thing in the morning, be like, we were trying to help this man out, and then he said on a podcast last night that he beats his kids.
Yeah. Podcasting.
All right. All right, man.
All right.
Thank you for the promotion. And
no problem. Everyone check out his Kickstarter.
All right. Later, man.
Peace. All right. I'm going to do a couple more questions because a couple more came in. Lennox Wood said a lot of crowd reactions seem fake to me. It helps no one to have fake cheers in a live show. And yeah, I agree with that. Booker and the Bucks patched things up. They took picks and teased the Bucks in NXT. Yeah, I saw that. Lennox Wooderson also says, with $100 billion, I'd make a wrestling company that was rooted in MMA. My choreographed to be like martial arts movies. The characters would be over-the-top combatants like Mortal Kombat, with moves that are tied to their gimmick. No Sheamus coming out of the top or Cena. Sorry, I missed. All right, so yeah, that's not bad. I mean, I don't know. My whole thing is just do something different. I think if you're an independent, you should stick out and do something you enjoy, something that you're local to. I don't know. And just too many people try to be WWE or try to be NWA or WCW. And sometimes being different sticks out, like Chikara, Dragon Gate. I mean, if you explain Dragon Gate and Chikara to people, they'd be like, that's crazy. But sometimes it does it, you know? The guy who used to play Kazarni in WWE, he has like a freak show that does really good. And I'm trying to think, there's one in the Northeast where they have like make fake cities and wrestle on the fake cities and monster things, and they make money. I don't know, just something that's different and something that brings passion and joy to you. And I don't know, I just wish, indie wrestlers and indie wrestling promoters were like, I want to be the next WWE, because you look just fucking foolish. You just look foolish. Do something that's a little bit different. Do something that, you know, and know what your crowd wants. A lot of times, people do not give the crowd what they want. Like, you know, a Ring of Honor type show does great in the New York, New Jersey area. But a Ring of Honor show doesn't really do that good in Florida unless it's WrestleMania weekend. But then that's fans from around the world. So, yeah, if you're going to run a wrestling promotion, do something you're passionate about and love, and something that you can go. Like, when I go to an indie wrestling promoter, I say, what is your company about? And they don't know. I fucking want to throw a brick at their face. Just know what the image of your company is, what the crowd wants, what talent you have. You know, sometimes you have to adjust off that. Mr. Big says, a.k.a. the bad guy. I dislike hardcore garbage wrestling with a passion. It's such a waste of time. I like hardcore wrestling when it's done right, but it's only done right like maybe 3% of the time. There is a lot of garbage wrestling, a lot of hardcore wrestling, but there's also a lot of garbage technical wrestling. I think a lot of people just shit on hardcore wrestling because it was like the cool thing to do, but there's some really good hardcore wrestling out there. I like all styles of pro wrestling as long as it's good. You know what I mean? As long as it's good. You know, because I hear all the time, oh, I hate old school wrestling, I hate technical wrestling, I hate this, I hate that. I think any style of wrestling I enjoy as long as it's good and people are putting effort into it. You know, because a lot of times, you know, I always hear hardcore wrestling, oh, it's garbage, but there's really good hardcore wrestling matches, and they tell a story, and it's a style that I enjoy. It's in my favorite style? No. But I'll go to a hardcore show and enjoy myself. Is there a lot of bad hardcore wrestling? Of course. But, dude, there's a lot of bad technical wrestling that goes under the radar. Like, you know, you'll go to an indie event and there's just two guys that are basically headlocking each other for 45 fucking minutes, and they're just like, we're technical, and that gets a pass. Just be good at what you do. You know, as a former indie wrestling promoter, I used to fucking hate the word technical, because so many people abuse the word technical wrestler. That just means you're not a good athlete and you're boring as shit. But yeah, a lot of people dislike hardcore wrestling, but there is some good hardcore wrestling out there. Wrestling Ranton, everyone check out his show, please. He's a cool cat. I really like Wrestling Ranton. We don't agree on everything, but that's okay. There seems to be, I think Wrestling Ranton's older, just like me. I don't want to call out his age, but he doesn't seem like a younger generation YouTuber or a younger generation fan. And there's something about me and Wrestling Ranton's age group where we grew up and we could disagree and be fine with it. Like, I've seen people on YouTube all the time who be like, well, I can't believe it. We disagree about JR. I'm never talking to you again. And I'm just like, where did that come from? Is it just there's too many options, so you only want to hear propaganda that you agree with? I don't get it. Me and Wrestling Ranton, we don't agree on anything. But that doesn't mean we have to hate each other. You're just like, oh, let's just make something up. But I think Randy Orton is the greatest wrestler ever. And he's like, I think Randy Orton fucking sucks. Well, we're just like, good day, sir. That's how fucking, like, oh, we disagree. It's fun to disagree. But it seems like the younger generation, like, oh my God, we don't agree. Let's get the fuck out of here. Ah! I don't know if it's just that there's too many options. It's too easy on YouTube. I don't get that. But yeah. All right, let's see. Dave, how would you book Cena versus Lesnar match this Sunday? Cena can't win, but how would you treat a rematch with you? You know that can't be a repeat of SummerSlam. I don't know. I thought, you know, and a lot of times, when you're a writer and a storyteller and booker, you think you're the fucking greatest cat meow. When you write a book or book a show, your confidence goes up and down, unless you're Vince Russo. Nothing's his fault. But you're like, oh my God, I'm a genius. Oh my God, no one loves me. I'm a genius. No one loves me. But I honestly believe that I personally could book a lot of the storylines WWE does better, and I couldn't book how great John Cena's segment was tonight, and then they fucking ruined it. How would I book it? You know, if I had 100% power, I would have Brock Lesnar beat him in less than 3 seconds. F5 him, pin him right away. And then John Cena be crushed, and then he's human, and then they have to rebuild him. And that's what I would do if I had 100% power. If I'm just a WWE creative guy and I have to pitch an idea and Vince has to like it, I hate to say this because it's going to get me heel heat, but I have to fucking keep my job, you know? Fucking the original Dave's idea, he got fired. What would you do? Oh, Brock Lesnar would beat him in fucking 5 seconds. F5, 1, 2, 3, fucking gone. That's what I would do, my original idea, but, you know, you have to work in a world where that's just not going to happen. And if I had to work in that world where, hey, I don't have 100% control, which would most likely be the case, I would be like, all right, Brock Lesnar beats the shit out of him forever. John Cena barely gets a win. Brock is so angry. Heyman is yelling at him and beats him up. He's the 16-time champion, but he's not having a good day. And he beats his ass so bad that the Authority with Seth Rollins comes out and cashes in. But I don't think that would happen. But that, if I had to work in WWE's creative team, that's what I would pitch. If I had 100% power, Brock Lesnar would just go out there and destroy him. And I'm not saying that as a John Cena hater. I'm saying as, well, we have to tell a story. John Cena and Brock Lesnar having a close match and Brock Lesnar winning, but John Cena being respected, it's garbage. No one's going to give a shit. So I guess it's 2 different answers, and I hope that answers it. If I had 100% power, I'm Vince McMahon. He beats his ass. Like, people are looking at the pay-per-view going, what the fuck? Time's going to run out. How the fuck don't you have time? And then I'd have him stall, and, like, people would be watching this like, what the fuck? We're going to run out of time. WWE fucked up. Bam! F5, 1, 2, 3, fucking gone. And that's what I'd do, and then I'd rebuild John Cena as a crushed man who can't beat him. And then I'd make him more humble and just make him more of a believable character. But as the bosses, I would just do the Money in the Bank. But to be honest with you, probably both ideas would be shot down in WWE. But that's what I would do. I noticed that honest wrestling reviews of Raw are generally long because they are so many horrible topics to dwell on, where overall positive, disingenuous reviews could just run the show down and kiss ass. Well, that's true, but also, one, I used to work in radio, and I grew up in New Jersey, and I don't know where you are, but people in New Jersey never shut the fuck up. Like, there's a T-shirt that I think Andy Paps had. It's like, I'm Greek, that's why I talk so much, or something along those lines. People from New Jersey talk really fast, and they talk a lot, and they have the gift of gab. And plus, I used to work in radio, so you always had to fill up airtime and all that, and I used to teach classes, so I never shut the fuck up. But on top of that is there's a benefit in being positive, and there's a benefit in being short. We're doing a review show of, like, people are going to go on YouTube, and they're going to be like, oh, I want to watch WWE Monday Night Raw. Let me check out a review. They're most likely a fan. They're a fan, and they're going to check it out. So it benefits you to be positive, because you're going to get the likes, the comments, and subscribes from WWE fans. So it benefits you to be positive. Then, like, if we do a long show, we always do long shows, and it gets 4,000, 5,000, 7,000 views, it doesn't feel like a waste. But if it only gets like 400 views, you're like, what the fuck? And not only that, but you get paid per click, you get paid per ad. So, like, if we did this for money, and I would never want to do this for money. I mean, obviously we run ads just because, like, hey, cool, I can buy something. But if I ever did this for money, and I wouldn't do it the way I do it. I would just have it. I mean, if you're gonna sell out and all you care about is making money, you would make tons of short videos, and all the short videos would just be positive. And even if it wasn't positive, you'd put a positive spin on it. Like, who does this for money? The PW guys, they're pretty good, but they do it for money. So you can tell they're not really genuine. They're going to keep in their format. They're going to be positive. And the big thing is, too, you got to act important. Like, you got to be like, oh, I'm so smart. Like, there's another one, Straight Shooting. He does it. He's positive. He might be a positive person, but it benefits him to be positive. Being a positive person on YouTube in this generation benefits you. Like, just go look how to make money. Like, how to make money. Don't be me. But just go and have short shows. Everything is great, and bam, there's ads. And it doesn't benefit doing long shows like this business-wise. It's just a hobby. I'm sick. Like, literally my life is doctors, kids, writing, podcasting. It's a sad life, but that's my life, and I'm okay with it because I enjoy it. I really enjoyed being teacher. Like, a little bit of it broke me. And I don't know if I would be doing this if I was still a teacher. But with bad health, this is just a fun hobby that keeps me occupied. And I don't really do it for money. But if I was doing it for money, I would be like Straight Shooting. I would be like PW and then make it really short and just go. Because the thing is, when you're honest in media, yeah, you get a small, loyal group of fan base that's like, yeah, I want to hear I'm good or bad. But honestly, business-wise, it doesn't make sense. You're better off being super negative like Bruce Blitz or being super positive like Straight Shooting, because then you are pandering to an audience. And when you pander to an audience, you get a lot more views. So you can either pander to hate or you can pander to positivity. And the same thing, Fox News, I'm not saying anything fucking groundbreaking here. Fox News panders to Republicans. MSNBC panders to Democrats. And CNN just worships the government. Oh, worship the elite. We're CNN. And that's how it basically breaks down, because that makes money. People these days don't want to be offended. They just want to hear it. So, like, if I was really doing it for money, this would be a 5-minute podcast, and everything would be great, and I would just do the cut. But I don't. I do it. I just do it. I mean, I'm a little bit hypocritical because I try to sell T-shirts. I try to make a little bit of money off it. Like, my personal goal is, in like 2 years, I know this is a pathetic goal, but in 2 years, I'd like to have fun and make about $2,000 a month. That's it. That's my goal. Where, you know, if your goal is to make a full-time living, yeah, no, you need to pander one way or the other, and short shows get more views. Short shows get shared more. It's less work. You know, we'll put in like 2 or 3 ads, but if you have a short show that's only 5 minutes, bam, people watch it. So it really just depends on like what your goal is. Me, I would be writing 24/7 and spend time with my kids, so it gives me something to do. Because, you know, I've been working. And I get a little personal here. This is a deep fucking question, but I've been working since I've been like 8 years old, just hustling it. And when I had that meeting with my family and doctor, and they're like, yeah, you can't work anymore because of health reasons, it really crushed me. And Pablo and Jerry said, hey, dude, why don't we start the site again? And I was like, I don't know. And if it wasn't for Pablo, Jerry, and bad health, I wouldn't be doing this. So, yeah, if I was doing it for money, the reason why is because pandering to an audience gets you a way bigger audience. Like, example, if I was doing this for money, I would never mention I don't like JR. I would never mention I don't like The Undertaker. I just wouldn't do that because I need you to watch. I need you to like. I would just go with the majority. And I don't know. It's sad because I always thought, like, if you build up an audience, why wouldn't you want to be yourself? It's just kind of sad because you see it all the time. Like, look at PWR. You can just tell, you can just tell they're doing it as a job, and that's good for them. They're doing a job that they like. But at the end of the day, it's gotta suck to be like, yeah, I like Ken Anderson, and just no, you don't. And the same thing with other popular shows. Like I like Bruce Blitz. I like the other shows, and some of them are way better than me. I'm not gonna fucking lie to you. But I think Bruce Blitz overdoes the negativity because that gets an audience. It just gets an audience, and I think PWR and who the fuck's the other one? Straight Shoot. I think they're over the top positive. Maybe Straight Shoot's really that positive a guy, but I don't know. I thought when I watched the show where he had Roderick Strong on, because I love Roderick Strong more than a straight man should. I've been watching him forever. But when Cedric Strong, that's his brother, and kayfabe wise, but when Strong fucking started being like, I don't know, that's kind of shitty, and they had to go to a commercial on a fucking, you were just like, dude, come on. Just be yourself. What's the point of having an audience and a conversation if you can't be yourself? But it benefits you. Like, our audience would be a million times bigger if I was always positive or always negative. Because all I have to say is, especially in YouTube general, like Wrestling Ranting, me and him could disagree. And we will still have a conversation. But your generation is fucking weird. I'll be like, I don't like JR, and people will quit. We had, like, people that left me long, angry emails because, like, I didn't think JR was good. I had a long, angry email because Boom Boom, like, one guy quit because Boom Boom messed up pay-per-view profits. And I'm just like, bro, it's just a webcam. It's just a conversation. It's all it is. And that's what I want it to be. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, don't you want to get back into radio? Don't you want to get back into television? Because I used to, in the Tampa Bay area, I used to do television and radio and, I guess, old school media where you get tons of, a lot more money. I don't know about tons, but you get a lot of free shit. And I don't want that. I just want to sit in my fucking bed. You're like, hey, look, I'm in my bedroom. I want to sit in my bedroom, talk shit, have a conversation, bounce back and forth, and be like, yep, I'm done. That's it. I don't know. There's something romantic about wanting to do YouTube. But now, since YouTube pays you just a little bit of money, people jump through hoops like we're professional. Back in the day, you used to have video responses, conversations, back and forth, and it used to be a great community. Now it's, this is my channel, and please love us. Don't you dare talk about another show. And if you did talk show, it was because of pure evil. Like, if you like the shows I talk bad about, and I'm just being honest, then go. It's okay. Go. Like, a lot of people are like, do you hate Bruce Blitz? No, I didn't know who Bruce Blitz was until I fucking started doing this shit. I don't fucking really hate anybody on YouTube. I don't know. Maybe I don't take it seriously enough, but a lot of people, dude, it gets ugly. Buying likes. Like, you go to Fiverr. You want to be a YouTube celebrity. Short shows, positive or negative, choose your audience, go to Fiverr, jack up your subscriptions, jack up, and of course Google will be like, no, that's illegal, but people make good money doing that shit. So, yeah, I think I've talked too much. That was a way deep question, but yeah, I appreciate the kind words. So, and the thing is too, a lot of times people won't mention the wrong. All right, let's see what else. A wise man once said that positive people are selfish and negative people change the world. Thank you, Lennox Wooderson. I really do believe that. I do believe that. I don't think I'm a wise man, but I do believe that. I think when you're positive, you're just fucking greedy fucks, only caring about yourself. Because, like, I don't know, have you ever worked at charity? Buy my pink shirt! Dun, 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 dun! But if you work charities regularly, those people are pretty negative motherfuckers. Like, you go to a homeless shelter, and you'll be like, oh, I gotta fucking feed the homeless because fucking no one else would. I'm fucking here doing this. I don't know. I think negativity changes the world more than positivity. I think positivity helps you for inner peace. I don't think it changes the world. Wow, and you thought this wasn't going to get deep. And Wrestling Ranted, you are the last comment. Bruce Blitz overdoes the negativity? Question mark? You don't say. LOL. Yeah, a bit, but there's an audience for it. And there's an audience for being positive. I just want an audience that can have a conversation. Old school YouTube. All right. Please check out Kocosports.com and Kocosports.net. The guys over there are working their asses off on it, and we just hope to make it better and better. And if you can, Martin Dunn is a really good guy. I helped him when he was I just got out of being a wrestling promoter, and I was kind of burnt out. And Martin Dunn was running his own promotion, and I got to help him. And I didn't help him. I just helped him because I was like, you know what? I'm going to help this kid out. I fucking did this shit. I know it's wrong. I helped him out, and he got out of wrestling because running a wrestling show is a bit stressful. You do get burnt out. And he got out of it, and he became pretty successful in the comic book stuff. And then I was a writer, and he helped me with the writing. And I just like, oh, dude, paying it forward. So if you can, obviously, you know, Martin, a little bit of the hard sell, not my style. But if you have some money, it is going for a good cause, and I don't know. I'd like to maybe get into Kickstarter more. I don't know if I could ask you to do it. Maybe one day in the future. I just right now I'm not comfortable doing Kickstarter personally because like when my computer went down and I was having medical problems, everyone's like, do a Kickstarter, and I'm like, no, I'm just not ready. Maybe if there's a right project, I'd do a Kickstarter. But Martin has done Kickstarters, and they have been successful. So please check out his Kickstarter page, and also check out Wrestling Ranting Show. We don't agree, but that's fucking okay. It's okay. We're not ESPN. We're Wrestling Ranting and Kocosports, where it's okay to be a passionate fan. It's okay. All right, so please check out Kocosports.com and Kocosports.net. We hope to keep improving this show. Not too much. We're always going to be this, but we'll improve it little by little. And we also hope to improve the website so that we're your number one stop. And hopefully we can build a good community. All right, so, yeah. Kickstarter for Martin Dunn. Wrestling Ranting for another great YouTuber. And Kocosports because those guys give me something to do in the days where I'd probably just be playing Madden all day. All right, so please, Kocosports.com or Kocosports.net. We're the home with. You know what's up. And with that, I am over. Bum, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.